This is the Ball Control Podcast. This is the JBA Weekly Review. We just watched LA Ballers dismantle the Atlanta Ballers. I don't know what just happened. I don't know why it was that bad. I mean, I have some theories. I knew it was going to be a challenging game for Atlanta. I did not know it was going to be that bad. But we just watched it. Guys, what do you think?
I'm going to be honest. I didn't really watch it. I only watched like a quarter, like just one part of a half.
The first quarter, first half,
yeah,
what do you watch?
And like,
man, that was pathetic basketball. I watched the first quarter. I turned it off as soon as I saw the blowout coming. There was no communication. There was no passing. There was no confidence. They was getting out-rebounded. It was just pathetic basketball, and I expected better out of Atlanta. Hopefully.
I don't even have end of the number games, but after the end of three quarters, LA had 80 rebounds.
80. Wow.
17 steals. Atlanta had 30 turnovers at the end of three quarters.
30 turnovers.
Yeah.
Wow.
At the end of three quarters. I don't have the end of game stats yet. At the end of three quarters, Melo had 42 points.
I'm gonna ask you guys this. You think we should do the JBA anymore on these weekly things? Because man, this is not. I miss the summer league. At least there's defense and some sort of coaching going on.
I want to see it through because I'm like, it's the inaugural season, and we really don't know what's going to happen. I mean, think about how many things have already happened in the JBA. First of all, we thought Atlanta was a juggernaut. They're not.
No.
LA basically revamped the whole team. They got like 4 new guys. One of them, Gelo Ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
DJ, what do you think on the whole Gelo Ball situation? Because now I think this would just add to that, you know?
This was a waste of time for him, and I know the BBB worshipers, not the fans like us, will say that I'm a hater and stuff. This is a waste of time for him because the scouts had told him what to work on, and he's not doing it. He's trying to post up like a power forward. He's fat. He looked like he's 230 pounds.
The only thing I can say so far that I've seen Gelo do since he got to the JBA, and this really only one game because I did not see him do this against Philadelphia.
Oh, I know.
He got down into a squat and decided to guard some guys. He actually decided, okay, let me see what Jordan Ray can do against me. And he couldn't do anything against him. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be real honest. I don't like I think LiAngelo's a good basketball player. I just feel like whenever he's a part of LeVar's system or any of these systems, he just looks mediocre.
I don't think he looked mediocre tonight, guy. Like, to me, I'm looking at the game, and I'm watching Gelo play. He played way better defense and a way better all-around game game than last game.
Okay.
Brian, I have to say
last game, to me, he just was playing Olay defense. This game, I was seeing him, okay, he was trying to man this guy up at the perimeter, and then if he got switched onto a big, he was challenging him at the hoop, and he was a factor on the boards.
Well, Brian, I have to say this. What I saw from Gelo is just the same LeVar Ball system Gelo. When I see Gelo playing the LKL and gives good teams some more structure, he looks better. And he may just score 18, 12 points, but he looks better when he plays in a organized system. Even the scouts who do not like LeVar even say that LiAngelo plays better in those systems. Where he
I agree. Like, I feel like that's more of a realistic situation. Like, Brian, you can't play like that in the NBA.
And Brian,
what I'm trying to say is,
it's hard to judge LiAngelo's defense when Atlanta was passing terrible balls. Like mid-court, they were passing horribly, and they were missing wide-open layups sometimes. So it's hard to judge. I would say
they were
defense.
playing horribly because they were shook. They didn't know they was going to get hit in the mouth like that, guys. Like, I don't know. DJ, have you gone to a game yet?
No, I have not gone to a game, unfortunately.
Okay,
but,
let me explain something to you guys about Atlanta, because I actually watched. I literally was sitting 5 feet from the court when I watched them play.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna just explain to you from a court view what goes down with Atlanta. They intimidate teams. They literally come out and snatch the heart out of other guys' chests a lot of times. Like, they literally come out there, they pressure the ball, they figure out who the worst ball handler is on the team, and they force you to pass it to that guy. And then they just attack that guy. Whoever your worst ball handler is, he's going to get the ball. Because what they do is they play a very sticky man-to-man. They're like cornerbacks out there. You know what I mean? And so they what happens is Chaney and Jordan Ray, they're going to play up on your primary ball handler. Your primary ball handler is going to struggle to even get the ball in his hands. That's what they do.
On the other teams they were facing than them playing.
Right, I agree. So then you go up against L.A., and this is what I was trying to say. This is what I was trying to tell DJ. I'm like, they are not going to be prepared for that passing, because when you play L.A., you see it. It's 4 passes and it's down the court. It's not a lot of just dribbling, standstill type situation. Melo gets that ball and he's looking up court. Gelo gets that ball, he's looking up court. They're looking to advance the ball. So it doesn't matter if you pressure the main. There is no main ball handler on the LA Ballers. There's not. That was the issue before. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I say this? Why are teams not pressuring Gelo to handle the ball more? If I'm a coach, I would
because you can't.
Gelo.
You can't. Nah. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. If you pressure Gelo if you pressure Gelo to dribble the basketball, right? You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna pass it. That's what he's gonna do. So what you actually have to do to beat the LA Ballers is you have to play sound offense. You can't just come out there and think you're going to intimidate them defensively, and that's going to work. That's not going to work because Gelo and Melo.
Were talking about that though on Twitter. We said the offense does not work against pro teams who have an elite point guard, because if he gets doubled, he's just going to pass it to the open center. Which I didn't know why they didn't do that, because a lot of times LA would go right to them and they would leave like 2 guys open. Yeah, that was my problem.
And so what happened is that's pretty much what Atlanta was doing, but they were just doing it in the half court. They weren't doing a full court press, and they had a bunch of athletes on the perimeter, and, Phenom Brown and all those guys, they could intimidate guys. But then when you're going against L.A., you got athletes that can match that athleticism. And, in fact, some of the L.A. athletes are a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, a little bit muscular, a little bit stronger. So now you're getting pushed out for the rebounds. But this is the thing. I still feel Atlanta started to figure out a little bit. Now, hopefully the coach can exploit this. They did start to figure out how to break that press, how to attack. In the second half, they did something really smart. They started going to Big Jelly at the top of the key. And this is why I'm glad that this all happened, because now Atlanta's going to start to figure out what their identity is. You get the ball to Big Jelly at the top of the key.
I got an answer to that. There's a problem I have with that. So you're telling me after all those 130 games they saw LA let happen, that they couldn't have figured that out ahead of time?
Thank you.
Well, this is the problem. They only played one game. This LA team has only played one game. They played against Philadelphia. That's all they have. All those other games don't matter anymore. Half those players are gone.
But what I'm saying is the coach could have looked at that, seen some of this, because the thing is the defense didn't.
I'm sure he told his play. Look, the thing is, the coach, I know for a fact the coach told him what to do because they did it in the second half. Here's the problem. You got Jordan Ray, who's been balling all year. You got Ison Butler. He's been balling all year. You got Phenom Brown. He's been balling all year. Nigel Chaney, been balling all year.
Oh.
So now you're telling them to do something different from what they've been doing all year.
I don't know. I'm going to keep – Brian, DJ,
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm here. I got to put –
Go ahead, DJ.
Out. When I watch Dallas and Seattle play, especially these last couple of games, I look at them and I look how the coaches conduct their plays. I look how the players' chemistry are. they can beat L.A. Now they got to be focused,
right.
but they can beat L.A. I wish Dallas
right, they
would
can.
have played L.A. today.
Yeah.
I agree because I want to see that matchup of Weck versus Gelo.
Oh, yeah.
I think what they got to do is truly lock up Melo before he can get half court. I think
you
they
can't
really
lock
have
up
to
Melo.
Take, well, I mean,
can't
they got
lock
to try
up Melo, man, because
no
Melo,
one else in that team is skilled enough to dribble.
See, Shawn, you're speaking of Melo as if he's going to just dribble the ball up the court every time. He's not.
That's
the problem. You can't lock up somebody that's willing to pass. He's a willing passer.
I think Shawn is trying to say slow down Melo. You can slow him down and get him off his rhythm.
I think the way you slow down Melo is you got to put a body on him when that ball is up in the air. Because the chaos starts for me, with Melo, when someone shoots the basketball on the LA Ballers, that's when Melo is at his best. Because he's going to get that rebound.
I'll give you a good one. Remember the LKL game? I forgot what their name was, but I think it was Ventus, and it was the team with the red, and they decided to, I think it was green and yellow. They decided to put this guy up to Melo before he can get to the, take us his, long threes, and he was just on Melo. Melo was panicking. His other players couldn't really dribble that well, so he had to pass it or he lost the ball. You have to get Melo to panic, and a lot of these players allow Melo, just like how Ben Simmons, they allow Melo to give enough space to get the pass off.
I just don't feel like anybody. This is the thing. When you're talking about the LKL, that's a seasoned pro basketball player pressuring Melo Ball. You know what I mean? 16-year-old Melo Ball. Now when we go to the JBA, you're asking someone that just got out of high school to do that. I don't think Melo's going to feel pressure. I saw the Vitotis play against the London Lions earlier this year, right? And I remember I called it from then. I said, if Melo plays in the JBA, he's going to be dominant. Because I saw it right then and there. I was like, oh, you got to be a certain age and skill level to really rattle him. He's not going to be rattled by these JBA guys. He's taller than half the guards in the league. The only guard that's around his size is Jarrell.
Oh yeah, that's another thing about this league, and I don't want to derail this, but I want to get at this problem. There's a size problem in this league. There's a serious size problem in this league. You know how you see pro college players, their centers are more than 6.
Well, the problem with the
the
league is you have a lot of big guys that are undeveloped. Let me ask DJ, what did you think of? Because we kind of talked about it on Twitter a little bit, but what did you think of number 24? What's his name again? The kid, the 7-footer that got traded to Atlanta. Timbo. What did you think of Timbo? Yeah, what did you think of him today?
To be honest, he has a long way to go. He has to get some aggression. So he has to find an identity. If I was his coach, I would tell him, you're not one of these fancy big men. You have to scrap. Yeah. You have to throw.
Yeah, he's got to scrap.
You got to rebound. So if he does that, if he gets some dog in him, he will be good. Trust me. He's 7'1". All you got to do is put your hands up there.
He's a legit 7'1". He's so big.
Yeah,
he's so big to not dominate.
Yeah, you got. Sorry.
No, you can continue.
No, but you guys are really hyped on this JBA thing. I fell off, man. I'm sorry, I just fell off. I can't watch games where players are dribbling, missing the ball. They all fall down 4 times and then try to get a layup, and they miss it. I can't talk about it like it's pro sports like how we're talking about it right now. I just don't share the same respect for it.
And Shawn,
I get what you're saying, but I didn't. I guess my expectations were lower than yours.
But
you know what I mean?
I wish so much. You don't understand. I'm a Ball family fan to the point I want the best for LaMelo and LiAngelo. I give less of a shit about the JBA League. I know it's for LeVar. But LiAngelo and LaMelo need this because the media will use everything against them. And they could not have even the slight bit of lack of competition. Even if LaMelo's 16, he needs to be playing better players. Like Kizo was saved by a French team. Was saved today.
Thank you. Hey, Shawn, I have to point this out, Shawn. What happened to Kizo today was a blessing in disguise because he will play against better competition. He will play more structure. He will play in a different setting. See, a lot of players in the JBA wish they had that call today. They won't say it in public, but if you ask each JBA player, that's why I'm tripping with Gelo. I would have chose overseas over JBA any day, but I know why.
Brian made a point. Sorry.
Here's
Brian
the
made a
problem
point on
with
that.
Gelo and the JBA, and I said it last time we talked. I said from a financial standpoint, you have two guys carrying this league, Gelo and Melo. To a lesser extent, LeVar. They're carrying this league, and if you take out Gelo and Melo out of this league, no one's going to watch. Just look at the numbers.
I mean, that's the problem, though. You're putting your kid's career on the line so your league could look special. That's my problem with it. The league.
Exactly.
I still, like I said from the beginning before the league started, I have to reserve judgment on this until we see what this whole world tour is going to look like.
You're right.
Because depending on the teams they play and how that goes, it could change the perception of everything, in my opinion. Because, frankly, we've never seen anything like it. We've never seen a domestic team this young just decide to, like, basically for a whole year tour the world and play against the world, basically.
So when
we don't know what that looks
what's
like.
What's the schedule for that? Like after the season?
We don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's all uncertain. We have no idea what teams. See, the thing is, this is like when they were playing in Lithuania, right? And they would have these Triple B challenges. We never knew who the teams were going to be till the last minute. So I'm sure they have teams lined up, but who those teams are, when they're going to be playing, where they're going to be playing, what the turnout of those games are going to be, you know what I mean? Because like I said, like I know Luka Doncic is going to play in the NBA now. But there's probably another talent on that level coming up through Europe right now. If you match up that player against the JBA team, that's going to get a certain level of notoriety. Like if the JBA went over there, what team did Luka play for over there? Real Madrid or something like that?
He played Real Madrid. They were going to offer him $10 million to stay there.
Right. So if the JBA team goes over there and plays Real Madrid, first of all, I think Real Madrid would squash them. But if they just went over there and played them, you know what I mean? That would be a big deal. And that would change the perception of what this league would be. That would be a big deal over there.
I'm going to keep it with you. I feel like LeVar should have started the league and let them play in the stadium in Europe.
Yeah.
And let European players play.
Well, there's some issues with that.
It would have cost less.
It would cost less.
They would have pushed a lot of the European countries would have promoted them more because they're getting finances from them. There would have been a lot more deals offered to LeVar Ball. Because Americans don't like LeVar Ball.
So basically, you're saying instead of taking, I think I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Here's the thing: the mindset in America.
Also, you have to consider the fact that the players on that team are going to be getting paid year round. So they're going to make more money.
Where's the jerseys? Where's the water? Where is all the stuff that you've promised?
Well, the water is being held up by the government. They can't work their way around the water.
But the jerseys. I mean, how many times
I don't know about the jerseys, man. I don't understand what's going on with that.
DJ, what?
Yeah, I got to say this. I asked AB and Brandon multiple times, when are the jerseys?
Oh, my God.
When are the jerseys coming? They won't.
Never answer.
Ducking the answers, never answer it, and they trying to be fanboys. No offense to them, I'm just being real. Like, when I watch their games commentating, I just shake my head because I said, you guys can't just agree on everything.
My God.
This is good.
I don't understand what's going on with the jerseys,
man.
That
makes me sick. That agree.
Because, like, hey, tell me if you guys would think this would be a cool premise if they actually did something like this. What if we started something like the Jersey Challenge, where you basically try to buy every jersey of every player in the NBA, in the JBA, because there's only 64 players.
Well,
that'd
they got
be nice.
You know what I mean?
First.
Yeah, I would also.
But they got to put them out there first. You can't even do that.
I would like to also buy the team coat, like just to represent New York, wear it in the street. I mean, there's so many items you could sell that could be split down to people who don't really care for the players. You could still they could make a profit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the LA Ballers, But those Houston jerseys are fire.
Yes, they
with
are.
the little stars.
Nah, man,
I like those.
I would
and
wear it.
Also, the JBA needs to have a GM for each team. Like, he doesn't have to be a millionaire or anything. He just got to have some good money.
Yeah,
have it for each team and let him control.
Like, basically a team sponsor for each team. A local team sponsor. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. That would help a lot because then you would be able to do, hopefully, some community enrichment type stuff. Because what I was saying was, okay, just because you're only taking 10 players overseas, right? So that leaves another 54 players you're leaving in the States. Put them to work. They could do 3-day tournaments. Think about it. They could do AAU style 3-day tournaments where, you know, they could be open to the public, like open run, all ages. Basically all ages versus our local JBA squad, like traveling like N1.
This is the thing. I feel like, Brian, this idea was a great idea. I just feel like it was rushed really quick. They didn't.
Well, that's what I've been saying from the beginning. I'm like, this is unprecedented. We never seen think about it. All of this stuff happened in a year. All of this stuff has happened within a year.
But what I'm saying is how Vince McMahon, how he wants to get his league back. He tried it before.
Yeah, it's going to take 2 years and all that.
2 years, exactly. He's trying to get it developed. LeVar Ball just kicked in and said, I'm just going to pick people up, play practice. It was like that. You needed more of that. You needed more time. I just feel like...
I mean, but that, like, we're speaking like but the thing is, this is the thing. Is this league a failure or not? Is the real question.
I don't know right now.
It's to be
It's hard to say because when you go on Facebook and you look at LaMelo Ball's games, you know, they're all around they're all pretty close to 500,000 to 1 million views every single game.
One thing we cannot
I don't know how much revenue they get from that.
One thing we cannot do is judge the viewing of Melo and Gelo because we know they're going to do that automatically. I'm talking about the players. Right. You got to judge it for the whole league of all the players, and it's to be determined until.
Yeah, it's to be determined. I agree.
Brian, I just feel like I like the Ball brothers, and I want LeVar Ball to succeed, but I don't like LeVar Ball's attitude on things. I just feel like he's the wrong person to run anything when it comes to other people's livelihoods. I've heard too many things on interviews to make me go, okay, this guy's not it.
I get what you're saying, I get what you're saying, but it's like at the same time, I got to say this, though. When have we seen anybody else do this?
I mean, that is true, but also you do want him to know when it's time to let capable hands, because just like a phrase that says, if you're the smartest man in the room, you should leave the room. And I think LeVar Ball wants to be in that room, to be the smartest man in the room sometimes. And he says things like, oh, my son could run hills during its 82 season. Who cares? He's also a very old school person. A lot of things what he says shows. Also, the next show that they're about to show, the big Ball and Family show, shows him training the kids, which is not cool to me. They need a real training group. Like DJ said on Twitter, he keeps on saying you do need professionals training these kids because they need fundamentals. Because fundamentals is what helps us watch the game. It's what makes the game entertaining. And I cannot stay and watch a game where they're missing wide open layups. I don't understand
why he won't take, like, his celebrity alone would allow for that to happen. I'm almost certain if LeVar Ball went to the IMG Academy, they could come up with a partnership.
Because he thinks he knows everything. He said it multiple times.
It's up to LeVar. He has to want to ask for that help. Because LeVar, we know this. LeVar, even though we like LeVar, but he doesn't want help from anybody, and that's not how you grow businesses. You got to have, like, a lot of people want to help him out, but he's just like, I want to do it for myself. We don't
remember the shoe problem?
Yeah.
Well, he got his help. He got help with that.
Well, it took him months.
He got help with that. Oh, please believe me, he got help with the shoe problem.
Oh no, I'm saying the making.
We know
of the
that.
shoe.
Like, I'll send you guys the video.
You said in the first podcast. Because when it came to having to push it out, they didn't have someone, like, they were giving a lot of their jobs to a lot of family members and, close friends. problem is they didn't really give it to professional people to handle the delivery services.
I said they were giving it to like commodities of people that they don't really like know if they could do the job, like, you know, because they ended up getting into a lawsuit. We know that. So I'm like, they
True.
gave it to some people, but now the people they're working with on the shoe and clothing lines are,
they're
top of the line. Like, they work with everybody.
Yeah, I just, like, DJ, like, makes a good point. Like, sometimes I'm like, I'm just rooting for the kids now, really what it comes down to. I'll buy a shirt probably, but I'm just rooting for them because LeVar Ball is like a wrecking ball. He doesn't realize when people, because, I mean, if you're a black, I'm just aware.
Like, I'll say this, and I literally have no proof of this at all. I'm just speculating from the outside looking in. The only thing I have a problem with, as far as LeVar is concerned, is it seems to me him and Magic came to some sort of agreement when Lonzo was originally drafted. And LeVar Ball just went out there and criticized the team, criticized, other players and stuff, didn't bring none of the stuff to Magic first or whatever. And I feel like it created some distrust or whatever, and I feel like it might have cost Gelo an opportunity.
I know, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think that was it at all. I think it was a part of it, but like I said, LiAngelo's a 6'5", maybe 6'6" dude who could barely dribble. He could shoot, but he's not shooting like the draft pick they got.
No.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. See, the thing is, like you saying, you guys, look. I'm not saying he's on, like, you guys are saying, comparing him to Svi and I guess Josh Hart, and I'm like, okay, Svi and Josh Hart played 4 years of college basketball, first of all. Svi's young, he's 21, but he played he started college at 16. So he played 4 years of college basketball. Josh Hart played 4 years of college basketball. They're good basketball players.
No,
but then, and I'm not comparing Gelo to either one of those dudes. I'm not.
I'm about to bring up Bonga.
But let's go down the line here. Let's go down the line here, because the Lakers didn't come out there with just two players.
They came out with Bonga.
Okay, they came out there with 15 players.
But he's 6'9".
He's a 6'9" point guard. Nobody's going to pass on that.
Yeah, and they can develop.
Look, man, that's a guy. That's another guy they drafted, but that's only 3 guys. They came out there with 15. Not all of them were drafted guys.
I mean, also you have to think about it like this. If you waste a draft pick on LiAngelo Ball, or you pick up LiAngelo Ball and take a spot,
you don't have to. You don't have to draft LiAngelo Ball.
No, I get what you're saying. But
you could have put him on your summer league team, though.
No, Magic
it wouldn't have hurt you.
Business.
It wouldn't have hurt you.
He's thinking about the risk.
How does Gelo being on your summer league hurt you?
I gotta say this. And we talked about this earlier. If LaMelo and Gelo switched places in ages, and LaMelo went to the draft, he would have been drafted, and they would have took the risk because of his potential. Yeah. He's a 6'6" point guard that moves like a guard. He's more athletic, and he's going to be 6'8".
Well, yeah, I mean, Melo was ranked. He's always been ranked. Gelo's unranked. Yeah. I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about drafting, though.
Proven product.
You guys are talking about this draft. I never thought that Gelo was going to get drafted.
No.
Remember I told you, Shawn, I was like, they'll pick him up for summer league. That's what I was saying.
No, but then I'm going to bring up the LeVar thing. I just think he wasn't good enough to be taking on the LeVar thing.
That's what I mean. I just feel like something happened and this is why I'm going to say something happened, because the Lakers personally called Gelo and told him, you're not going to be on our summer league team. Not that we're not going to draft you. We're not signing you to our summer league team. They personally called and told him that.
Oh, man.
I was there when it happened. I was there when it happened. Like, I was there at the gym. I was literally at the JBA game. Harrison, which is the Ball's agent, he comes out shaking his head. The whole family, like, it's like a domino effect. Harrison starts shaking his head, then the rest of them start shaking their head. And I was like, something bad happened. Because they was all just shaking their head, right?
Brian,
and then LeVar got up and went to the cameras and said all this stuff and said, if they want to trade Lonzo, then trade him. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know how to take that. But I feel like, okay, the Lakers have come out. Huh?
That's right, DJ. Why would he say that? What is wrong with this man?
That's what he said. He was upset. He was visibly upset.
Lonzo's a good son.
Pride, man.
Lonzo's a good son because I would have
This
been
was before
Kirby.
LeBron came to the Lakers. This was before that. This was draft night. This was on draft night. I'm at the JBA game. Harrison comes out, shaking his head. The rest of the ball clan, because you know they roll like a gang. It's like 30 of them. Okay, they all start shaking their head. Everybody's like all looking disappointed, like, what happened? And it came out that's when they got the call that the Lakers have personally called Harrison or whoever and said, look, we're not even going to invite him to the summer league team. And I think that was because there was I feel like if LeVar would have played his cards right, he would have at least been on the summer league team.
I mean, but you also got to realize we didn't see the Lakers practicing when he was in the closed practice. Like, you got to think that they probably saw something and he was one of the least good ones in the performance. Like, it probably wasn't only LeVar.
I don't know.
Ball.
I mean, Mike Bresnahan said he wasn't. Mike Bresnahan, who works on the Laker Network, said LiAngelo wasn't the worst player there that day. And then LiAngelo's former teammate, Thomas Welsh, he said, wow, Gelo's improved a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think honestly, I'm gonna go off of I'm gonna just go off of body language.
Yeah.
When Gelo got interviewed after the Golden State one and after the Laker one, go back and watch the interviews. After the Laker one, he looked confident. He was smiling.
Yeah.
After the Golden State one, he looked kind of defeated, like it didn't go so well.
So he probably knew something ahead of time.
And I gotta say this, Brian. I agree. We all said that Gelo's summer league, if LeVar doesn't mess it up or anything else.
Yeah.
But the only people said first round, second round, that's Brandon and all them. And I was like, man,
yo, they hype me up, man.
They hype me up. All that. Don't do this shit like that. And I was mad at them because it's not right for Gelo to put all these expectations. He's not at that level yet. And they just ignored.
The way they kept saying that to me, I was like, maybe they know something I don't. You know what I mean? Didn't you feel that way? Like, okay, maybe they got an inside scoop. Like, maybe he had a secret workout.
I thought Angelo grew 4 inches taller or something. I'm like, what happened? What, did he also become a great leaper?
Because AB didn't really say it that much. It was just Brandon. He would like come out like every other day, like, hey, don't be surprised when Gelo goes in the first round. I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, he hasn't worked out for any teams. like all he's worked out for is the Lakers and the Warriors, man. Like, if you're gonna go to the first round, you gotta work out for at least 5-6 teams, right? Like,
who's that crazy priest kid that called him out before any of us did?
You said what kid?
Who's the what?
The guy who was like, I listened to him, like the priest guy who used to talk about LeVar Ball and them, but then got mad when they didn't pick him to talk about the family.
Oh, RW?
Yeah, RW called them out before.
Yeah, he did.
And he was like, they're just fanboys. And at first I was like, well, of course RBW's mad. But the more and more I listen to these guys, they don't even speak in realism. They're not. I just feel like LeVar picked them up because they are the perfect yes men.
Oh, I got to tell you
what
happened.
I mean, that's kind of what you have to be.
Hey,
are you guys familiar with Mike Trudell for the Lakers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Trudell can't come out and criticize the Lakers.
Well,
he worked for the Lakers.
But the thing with Mike Trudell is he does also bring up what the players need to work on. He doesn't slander them, but he says what they need to work on. Brandon doesn't even talk about that. There's a difference.
No, he does not. And I got to say this. You realize Luke Walton and Magic and them, they haven't been mentioned in Lonzo. It's kind of weird. And
I don't think there's anything to that.
No, I don't think that. Yeah, because they've mentioned them. They've mentioned them.
Yeah,
I can send you a plethora of YouTube. They've mentioned them. What's going on is the mainstream media is not picking up the positive things they say. Like Luke basically said Lonzo's going to be the starting point guard already. Magic said he's expecting to see a different Lonzo, more of a scorer. They've commented on Lonzo as far as working out on his body and all of that.
What I'm saying is LeVar has to be careful because this is what's going to happen. Toronto wants to get rid of cap space. They're using Kawhi Leonard to get younger. They're going to have a bidding war before the trade deadline between
that is true.
the Clippers and the Lakers. Watch. I'm saying
that is
right
true.
Now, Why?
Okay, this is the thing.
Crazy.
It doesn't matter if LeVar's ball is a church mouse. Okay? If Toronto says, look, just give us Lonzo Ball for Kawhi, the Lakers are going to make that trade. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what LeVar say or don't say. This is the thing with Lonzo. This is a key with Lonzo and his family, whether he gets traded or not. He got to ball out wherever he plays.
Oh, man, he does.
If he balls out, it literally doesn't matter where he's playing. You know what I'm saying? As long as he balls out.
And he can't be mediocre anymore because the media is going to.
That's what I'm saying. He got to go out there and ball out. He got to go out there and win and ball out. Be the best point guard in the league.
They attacked him on how great season he had. Like, if he were in any other year, he would have won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Any other recorded year, he would have won Rookie of the Year. But you know what? They had to attack his shooting. Even though he shot better than Jason Kidd.
His numbers are just
Look, man, like I said, man, he got to go out for his family, for himself, to build this brand. He got to go out there and ball out, no matter where he's playing, no matter what. If he does that, they'll be fine.
I wanted to ask both of you guys about this. What's up with the media making the Lakers sound worse than the Cavs team? I need to understand why they keep on saying this is the West. They're going to be the 8th seed. That bothers me.
I have to say this: some of the media people are like LeBronites, like Rachel Nichols, and what's that fat guy's name again?
Brian Windhorst.
You know, you realize how they were trying to pressure the Laker brass into trading the young assets early, and like, you got to do that because the West is so tough. Brian Windhorst is talking about they're going to be an 8th seed. They know nothing about basketball. I said the Lakers are in the top 5 seed somewhere.
Easily.
Okay, I'm going to just throw some stats. I'll throw some stats at it. Last year, the Lakers lost, I want to say, 40 games, 45 games?
Yeah.
Something like that. Of all the games they lost, I believe 26 of their games were 1-point losses.
Yep.
Okay? They won 33 games. So if you just took half those games and turned them into wins, that's like, 45 wins right there?
Also, if you didn't make KCP your clutch shooter when he was in jail, that probably would have changed.
Like KCP, we know who's going to have the ball at the end of a close game. We know who's going to have the ball.
LeBron James.
It's just a totally different world now, guys. Like,
I don't get it. And here's the thing: they also don't equate
they played a ton of close games. They lost a ton of close games last year. Like, more than half their games were lost by 1 point.
I'm about to say something crazy. I think they're the third team in the West. I think they're the best, one of the best teams in the West. And I'll explain why.
I would argue. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If Brandon Ingram steps it up on defense, they're the second best team in the West. I don't know if he will. He probably won't. But if he does, if he becomes a top-notch defender on the perimeter, they're the second best team in the West.
Also, if LeBron could teach them the way he heals up, if he could talk about cryotherapy, if he could talk about how he eats, and they actually listen, that's Alonzo Ball and the Brandon Ingram that are not injured for those games. Do we not understand how important those guys were for those games?
Right.
Like, there were Laker games that as soon as they weren't playing, I didn't even want to watch because I knew Tyler Ennis was on the floor.
And I got to say this. Why is everybody acting like Kyle Kuzma is the best young guy when he's older than Brandon Ingram and Lonzo, and he plays no defense?
Because he scores points.
Yeah, I'm like,
media loves points.
They don't know how to scout players out.
They don't.
Kyle Kuzma is untradeable because he could shoot.
There's 100 of
them.
He
can't defend. Yeah.
I think Kyle Kuzma caught everyone off guard. And so Brandon Ingram is a second pick. Lonzo Ball is a second pick. Hold on, guys. I'm on the phone.
Yeah, he's a second pick, but in the end of the day, we don't look at picks.
No,
we look at careers.
It's all about results. results. What
I agree, but it's like those two guys are second picks, so they're even though they came in younger. Because I was telling a friend of mine, I was comparing Lonzo to Grant Hill. He's like, "Oh, how dare you? He got all belligerent stuff." I'm like, "Calm down, calm down. I'm not saying he's as athletic. I'm just saying some of what he does reminds." He's like, "How could you compare those two guys, man? Man, Grant Hill was this and that." I'm like, Grant Hill played 4 years at Duke. I'm comparing Lonzo Ball in his second year in the NBA to Grant Hill's second year at Duke. That's what I'm comparing. I'm like, even when when Trae Young, I was telling you, I was like, all right, let's compare Trae Young to Steph. Like, first of all, Trae Young is in his first year in the NBA. Steph plays 3 years of college. What are we comparing?
Because people are dumb. They don't look at the age limit. They look at the rookie. Oh, he's a rookie. First of all, let's be real. Lonzo Ball is 20. He just turned 20 during the season. Brandon Ingram is younger than Lonzo Ball, and he's 20. And then who was Donovan Mitchell? Donovan Mitchell was like 21, turning 22. And Ben Simmons is not even really a rookie, but I guess because he had a whole year off. So you comparing them, the only player who I think impressed me the most this season was Jason Tatum, because he's young. And he could have led that team.
And I feel like a lot of people, people didn't really get on the Tatum train until the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Kyrie Irving and Al Horford in your team, I mean, you're not probably going to get as much shine as the rest. But I don't know. I just feel like the media really has it out for the Ball family to the point where they will downgrade the Ball. I really think it's because of the Ball. Because ESPN made a montage of Stephen A. Smith talking about the Ball family. They had a whole video on that.
2 days ago.
I was like, where is that what you're wasting time on? They want this man out the paint.
and we have to point this out. This is the same media that complains, like, we don't want to hear about LeVar Ball. But if something bad happens, they want to talk about it 24/7. Like, which one is it?
Look, man, these are facts. If you go on ESPN's YouTube channel right now, go on the top 10 videos. 4 of them involve the Ball brothers.
Oh man, that is.
They can get the fuck out of here with what they want and don't want. Four of the top 10 videos on ESPN's YouTube channel involve the Ball brothers. In fact, the number 2 video is that little spoof that what's that rapper's name did where he was acting like he was the 4th Ball brother. I forget what his name is. Lil Dicky. Yeah. So the second video, the number 2 video on ESPN's YouTube channel is the Ball Brothers spoof with Lil Dicky. Got 7 million views. Like, of course, they come on, man. We know what time it is.
I just need to vent this out, man, because it's ridiculous. And I know when it comes to the media, I know it has to do with the color of the skin. I don't think that goes for the NBA teams, but I understand it does go for the media. Because if that were a white dad, in the beginning, it would be different. I mean,
I don't know, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you why. Because he's taking on some powerful enemies that really can't. You can't. When you're saying, I'm taking on Nike, and then George Raveling comes out and says you're the worst parent in basketball history. The worst? No, not the worst parent. The worst thing. That's what he's saying. You're an enemy. You're an enemy to us.
You know George Raveling is black, right? I didn't like that he said he's the worst parent in 100 years. So we had. No,
he didn't say worst parent. He said the worst thing. The worst
in 100 years. He said in 100 years. And I say the worst thing in 100 years. You know how bad it was 100 years ago for black people? I'm like, what an idiot.
No, because they all stepped the line. They like their system.
You know,
they
so
like
that's
their
one enemy
place.
is Nike. When George Raveling came out and said, I was like, oh, Nike has made LeVar Ball an enemy. They have marked him, right? And then the other thing that happened was with the NCAA. He's totally in combat. Like, if this JBA thing takes off, who do you think loses money? It ain't gonna be the NBA.
I mean, here's the thing. The JBA needs to let the schedule be more than 3 months. The thing is, the NCAA has a lot against them. First of all, the recruiting system and how much connection they have with the NBA and their higher-up nostalgic coaches. You know what I'm saying? The coaches have names. So when you hear about, why did you draft him? Oh, because he was coached by this guy. That's something LeVar doesn't have. Why did you draft? Oh, because he's a part of the Duke system, and he was doing good in the Duke system. They always say that. Do you hear people saying, oh, was he a part of the JBA system? I mean, you have to think about this. Top 5 draft picks are never going to touch JBA unless they're crazy or unless they did drugs or something, because that's millions of dollars in the drain for, what, $3,000 a month?
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
Nah.
They will only do that if they had a $1 million contract and they needed the money, but that's not going to happen.
They would have to.
I wanted to point out, to shift gears, who do you guys think is the best player in the JBA? Honest analysis, of course.
I'm going to be real.
From a potential standpoint or from, like, right now?
LaMelo Ball. After today,
he was going to say that.
After today.
Man, if LaMelo plays like that, man. But
it was.
I mean, yeah, he did score 42 against 3 quarters against the top defensive team in the league.
Yeah,
at first it was Atlanta. It was first of all, it was for me it was what's that nickname guy the glove, the young glove. But after today's game, I'm like LaMelo Ball because he doesn't even try when he does his passes and he scores.
I don't think LaMelo really tries in the JBA.
Yeah, and also he shoots further.
He does.
I think he's shooting further now because he's too tall.
I'm going to be honest, though, man. Like, I mean, we saw this coming, though, right?
Yeah.
He was doing this in high school. What did we think was going to happen? Like, if you dropping, what did he score in high school? How many points did he score in one game in high school?
I think he scored 92 points.
Yeah. So he had this 92-point game in high school. Now, he did that when he was, I guess, 15? 14? I don't even know. Like, that seems like 3 years ago now.
I mean, but you would think they would recruit competition that wouldn't
There's
allow.
no competition. Like, look, here's the problem with what you're saying. They're only they're only picking up a certain age range. There's nobody in that age range that's going to really challenge LaMelo Ball in his style of play. Not in that age range.
If I take LaMelo out of this, sorry about this, guys, but if I take LaMelo out of this, right, I would take Jarrell Springer. I like Jarrell Springer's game. He's very fundamentally sound. He doesn't let people control his game. He's long, 6'6".
I just like his speed.
Quick. He's got good speed.
He's really fast.
He's
I love his
efficient
speed.
passer. And when you hear him in interviews, he's very mature for his age. Like, he can handle interviews.
Yeah, Springer, I don't know, man. Hollywood J kind of fell off for me. I was so impressed with him at first.
After this game.
You know what it is? He's kind of, like, he has long arms, but he's kind of undersized.
Is he really 6'3", 6'4"? I don't know what height it is.
I don't think so. Did you? I saw him standing next to Niles. He wasn't towering over Niles Malone. Like, I think he's closer to like 6 feet, 6'2".
Yeah, because it didn't look 6'3", 6'4" to me.
No,
I like Hollywood J, but I'm just being honest.
Well, one of my favorite players was Kizo.
Oh yeah,
Kizo was like, you could see it with him. You could see it. Like, he would do herky jerky moves, and it was like, whoa, when his shot on, you really can't guard him.
DJ, wait.
What's up?
You were gonna say something on that.
Oh, man! I know when he had that call from Fred, he's like, "Hallelujah!" He said, "You're so quick."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Would you like to play?" Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they're gonna give him some money. 6 figures.
Didn't AB the Hero say that it doesn't happen at that time? Hey, that mother.
Oh, Ram.
You said
Ram
what?
Clan, he just Ram Clan just. You break it up.
AB the Hero. No, AB the Hero. That they don't pick these guys up this early. Guess what just happened? They pick up these guys that early.
Yeah, like, man, come on.
Lying. Full face lying. Man. Jeez.
Oh, what do you guys think of Curtis Hollis? He's really good too. He kind of reminds me of Kawhi a little bit.
I haven't watched any of his games. I didn't watch all the JBA.
He plays for Houston. They got the dope uniforms.
I watched the game. He's legit. He guards the best player, and they ask him to do more than anybody in the JBA. Offense.
Yeah,
defense,
they do.
They ask him.
He's not. He's athletic, but he's not like overtly athletic. But he can play all 5 positions.
I mean, how
honestly, like Curtis plays the way I would like Floyd to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see skill in Floyd. Like Floyd had a couple of moves today where I was like, man, he's 6'9", he can do that. But he doesn't really have a jumper yet. He doesn't really have a consistent jumper yet, and he can kind of get tunnel vision. Like he doesn't always see the pass. But man, for his height, he's pretty skilled.
I gotta ask this: how much credit do we give the JBA for Kizo going to France?
A lot, because if he wasn't playing in the JBA, he would not be playing in France right now. I'll give the JBA 50% because they did.
Well,
yeah,
you're
50,
right on that.
And I give
50%.
Kizo the other 50. Kizo balled out in the JBA.
Was famous already, and they had interviews talking about him. Like I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, but he was famous, but he wasn't playing anywhere. He didn't have a platform where you could see him consistently play basketball. You know what I mean?
Brian,
so it's like,
Brian, I have to agree with Shawn 50%. I'm gonna tell you why. There was an interview with Kizo's dad. Kizo's dad said that he had pro offers, not like France at the time, but from other places. But I give the 50% to the JBA, probably 60, because of the exposure. Those 2 games.
Right. Right.
Like France watched those 2 games, clutch shot, making people look stupid. Those 2 games put them on the map.
And I don't feel like other players have that pull.
You could see where it was like, oh, this dude, like, he got pro potential. You could see.
Let's not forget, he's playing for Team USA.
Right.
Yes.
Like not these other guys.
He needed to show people on a big enough stage, hey, I'm still here, I'm still balling, I'm taking it serious. Like, he needed to prove himself a little bit. You know what I mean? He couldn't just get over there on name alone yet.
If LeVar Ball doesn't let LiAngelo and LaMelo play for that Russian team that plays in the EuroLeague, I'm going to be mad because there are actual EuroLeague teams that want him.
I cannot see him doing that. I can't see it, guys.
I can see it.
I'm going to tell you right now, just get mad now because there's no way, unless I just read this whole thing the wrong way, I can't see you. Why would you take your top 2 assets and let them go make money somewhere else? They are the financial engine. They're the financial engine of this league right now. Like if Atlanta let me put it like this: if the Atlanta Ballers and the Seattle Ballers were getting 100,000 views and stuff like that, I would feel differently about it. But I've seen their games; like they'll get like at the most 10,000 views, if that.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a reason why. I'm gonna give you a reason why. LaMelo Ball. He's going to be drafted in a couple of years now. If he's just staying in the JBA and he doesn't go to a Euro Cup League team or Euro team, he is not going to be picked in the first round, maybe late first round. That's going to affect him financially, which affects LeVar Ball.
Okay, we can say that, but like every inch that kid grows, the perception changes.
Mitchell Robinson.
Let's see how tall he gets first. Let's see how much he grows more. If he's like 6'9", 6'10", nah, man.
I'll give you a reason. I'll give you a reason, Brian. Mitchell Robinson was a top 3 center in the country, and he was picked late in the first because he didn't play high school ball, but he was trained with AD's coach.
But he sat out a year.
Evidence.
He sat out a year.
But it's just. That's the same. That's how they're going to consider the JBA. Let's be real. They don't
do that.
They're not going to look at JBA and go, "Oh man, he played the JBA." No, they're going to be like, "He sat out a year." They don't respect. Oh, we can draft him on this.
I don't know. It depends because there's other factors.
Teams are stupid enough.
No. Listen. There's other factors in this because remember, LeVar wants his sons to play on the same team. So if he could go to the Lakers and the Lakers say, look, your son can stay out the draft for a couple of years and play for our G League team, he would do that.
How old is
He's
Randall?
already said that publicly. He's already said publicly that he would keep Melo out of the draft and let him play in the G League for a couple of years if it meant that he could play with his brother.
But he's better than that.
Yeah, he is. He's gotta let Melo get his money, man. You can't just let him just wait.
I understand what y'all are saying.
I get it,
but he's already said that. We have to take him seriously on that part. Because we know he's serious about we know he's serious about his sons playing on the same team.
It's like he's putting a gun to his son's head and said, I'm serious about his career. It's like he's just okay, first of all, let's be real honest here. If LaMelo Ball goes to the Russian league and he balls out and starts crossing Euro people like those EuroLeague players, which I think he can, he's going to get the same treatment as Luka Doncic.
I agree. It's right there for the taking.
And let's keep it real. Look how they even disrespected Luka Doncic over Trae Young. I mean, they let Trae Young go before Luka Doncic. They let Aiden go before Luka Doncic. And these guys are playing college players. That's how much they don't care about certain systems. That's how much media attention matters. I honestly think this is the thing I think about top picks. Top picks are media picks.
Yep.
They're not actual analysis. They're just, I heard he booms. He's a sort of good player with media attention. So I have to pick him. Because let's be honest, Mitchell Robinson was playing better than Aiden in the summer league, and they still put Aiden as first team for some reason because of his name.
I agree with that. That's true. I'm like with Melo. It's hard for me to pinpoint how teams are going to look at him because, like I said, we don't know what height he's going to be, how much stronger he's going to get, and how this JBA situation will evolve over the next 3 years. We just don't know. And then on top of that, we don't know if he's even going to be in the draft because, like I said, if the Lakers go to
I said, let's be honest. Like Shawn said, they're not looking at the JBA. They don't care about them. Like, no offense to the JBA, but the scouts are not looking at the Ball brothers and the JBA looking at how many points they're scoring. They're not looking at Gelo, he scored 50-something points. They don't care about that. They know it's the system.
No, they're going to look at skill level, though.
But look
what can you do skill level-wise?
But look how they looked at LiAngelo in the LKL. Now consider how they see the JBA. They didn't even give the LKL, which is an actual league, that much credit. Most of the best young Lithuanian players actually start going out of the country to start playing because there's better leagues. So they see that, and they didn't even bother to say, well, he's good. No.
I mean, I don't know, guys. It's tough to like. I get what you're saying with the Gelo aspect. It's the Melo aspect. It's just hard for me to say that because, like I said, he's just got a different situation going on. Like number one, he's already been a highly ranked. He's already been a highly ranked high school basketball player.
That is true, but I'm gonna tell you how the LaMelo thing could work out. You let someone who actually knows how to lift the weights train him, who can help him out, grow his body, who doesn't put him through injury kind of workouts. Because my dad used to be a bodybuilder in Equinox. He looked at the video with LaMelo, how he was lifting and how Lonzo was lifting in the Laker gym, and he was like, what the fuck are they doing? Their back is all bent out of shape to bench. And I'm like, yeah, that's the LeVar way of doing things. You just push that kind of way. It's not healthy. That's not good for long-term players. Also, when he was talking about the strings, about the trainer, how he trains Lonzo, the strings, Lonzo's like, don't baby him. No, that's how you train players who are going through an injury. You don't put heavy weights. They're not football players. He trains them like they're football players. Like LiAngelo, yes. Why do you think
they'd be bigger if they were training like football players.
Well, LiAngelo, and then they eat like ones. You see the diet they have. They don't take any herbal diets. They don't eat clean. He makes them, you want to buy a big donut? Has a whole box of donuts. And then
I'm just saying, think about this. Think about what I'm saying here, though. if they were trading like football players, these guys are like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", so they're about the size of a wide receiver. That'd be the only position they could play other than quarterback. He's not trading them like wide. They don't look like wide receivers. Not to me, unless you're talking about Randy Moss. Other than that, they don't look like typical like wide receiver. Like they don't look like Terrell Owens or Marvin Harrison. You know what I mean?
Man, hey man, is it me or Gelo look like a tight end right now? Man, he gained so much weight coming back.
Yeah,
I think
man.
He ate a
Well,
buffet
it was kind of jarring when I saw him next to Big Jelly. Because number one, I was like, wow, Big Jelly's really not that big. That's what I thought at first. But then I was like, man, Gelo is huge.
I'm telling you, watch
Gelo,
the Ball in the
Gelo.
Family shows. Watch those shows. They share the whole storyline. First thing they do when they get back to the country, LeVar calls for in and out, gets the whole meal. Well, look at AB the Heroes. Look at AB the Heroes. When he travels, they show it on Instagram. All they do is go to fast food places as their rest stops. So when you see this shit and you're looking at AB, weren't you used to be a pro? Like you used to play college basketball, football. Why are you not telling this shit? Why are you just being this is not right? But they don't listen. They just like their fast food, and that's also why the reason why Lonzo was injured a lot. So LeVar blames the league, but when you don't eat right, your health's not right.
Yeah, Lonzo was injured because of nutrition. He even said he doesn't even like eating vegetables. I'm like, man, how you not gonna like eating vegetables and you trying to train to play an 82-game season?
Also, when you look at the
Lakers, the type of style that Lonzo plays is debilitating on the body.
And not only
his
that,
style of play defensively, even to do let's take offense off the table. Just what the Lakers asked Lonzo to do defensively. I mean, there's only a select group of players that are even asked to do what Lonzo does defensively. And what I'm talking about is dig down on the double team, pop out on the three, cover the top perimeter player and run through screens, and also challenge on rebounds. That's a lot on the body.
But then there's an article which I think you guys should look up. It's called Lakers, the Pinpoint. It's called Pinpoint, and it's a Laker, writer. And it was
the point with Kevin Dean.
Yeah, and Lonzo was talking about how his health nutritionist was like, you need to eat healthy, and Lonzo was like, I just don't like doing that. I'll get to it. And when I heard that shit, I was like, oh fuck. I'm happy LeBron came in because he needs a slap in the head. He needs to eat right. You're not a high school basketball player anymore. You're not playing 20 games a season. You're playing 82 games of real basketball with elite players. Right, and they're asking you to do things most players are not asked to do. Most players will not be given that level of responsibility on the defensive end.
And I think the LeBron thing has saved Lonzo and hopefully LaMelo. I feel that. I feel like it's saved because
unless he gets traded for Kawhi, I mean.
Nah. If he does not listen to LeBron, I don't care about his career anymore. Like if he doesn't take anything, I'm not gonna waste my emotions.
Do you think LeBron will take Lonzo under his wing that way, though?
Yeah, of course he will.
I'm hearing reports he wants to. It's up to Lonzo, and it's up to LeVar not telling Lonzo.
Well, Lonzo, first of all, Lonzo will do it because Lonzo is a legit LeBron fan. There's tweets.
He's young enough for it.
There's tweets from Lonzo back when he was a teenager talking about how great LeBron is. Like, that's a real thing.
LeVar better not mess that shit up. I swear.
That's what I'm saying. What if LeVar comes out and tells him, hey, I want you to train on this day. And Lonzo says, LeBron
Well, no. That's not going to happen because LeVar, okay, you remember when Lonzo went to Lithuania, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. When Lonzo went to Lithuania, LeVar did a radio interview when they came back, and he basically said, we had to hurry up and come back because the Lakers want him in the gym every day. They want to train him, and, I got to let him do his thing.
Okay, but I got another evidence.
Now, he's going to sideline talk. He's going to bitch and moan when he doesn't feel like they're getting the result.
But I got other evidence for that how that might not follow through. When they were talking with the Vitotis coach and they were talking to the Vitotis staff, they were asking what happened with LiAngelo. They said LiAngelo was hurt in the beginning of the season. That's why he wasn't performing well to a certain point. Because that wasn't the first time. But what happened was
he had an
LeVar
ankle issue pretty much all year, I guess.
But LeVar decided to push and say, let him play through that injury.
Right.
That's why it got worse, and that's why in that game it tweaked even harder because LeVar decides that working engines need to work, and that's why.
That's not going to happen with the Lakers. The Lakers, I mean, he can't tell the Lakers Lonzo needs to play.
I don't know. He's unpredictable as hell for me, man.
No, I mean he could tell them, but it doesn't. Like they're not going to listen. Like they're a professional organization. Like they're not going to listen to him.
Yeah, but Lonzo.
He's just a parent.
Because remember when they came back to the country, they also did a run.
Think about this. If Lonzo tells the Lakers, I need to play, and the doctors say he can't, then he can't play. So why would they listen to LeVar?
I don't know, man. There's something about LeVar.
I'm with Shawn on that.
I used to like LeVar to an extent. Now I'm just like, I kind of would just want him to disappear. Because he doesn't, I don't think he's aware of his environment in this white American country. I don't think he's aware because he doesn't understand. Yes, you can do the run, you can do the, everyone's praising me stuff, but they're just waiting. They're waiting out here. They even tried to get him out the paint with his wife. They tried to get an article written in a way where it made him sound like an abusive person. They try us sometimes. They do it.
They did.
It didn't work.
It didn't work.
This reminds me of. No, I'm not trying to compare people, but I'm talking about, you know how O.J. Simpson thought he couldn't be touched because he had a certain side of the fan base that was down for him. He's like, I can do what I want, and not aware of what certain people, quote unquote, white people will do. That's what I kind of compare it to. You couldn't tell O.J. nothing. Be like, hey, this is a bad business venture. Oh, I do what I want.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the New York Times article. I'm surprised LeVar didn't try to sue them. They wrote it like if LeVar beats his wife, and there was even people saying in the article, feminists, oh man, he said, well, I mean, she might not know what to say. I mean, I'm like, what are you talking about? Her dad used to be a racist. You don't think he would push back? He literally said in an interview he used to be a racist.
That's my whole thing. I don't understand how her parents are sitting there taking care of her while this man abuses her at the same time. And she can't talk for herself as well.
That part puzzled me.
I never understood that.
Because the dad even said it. He said he used to not like LeVar because he was black. You think he's going to stand to look at this man who he used to not like beat his daughter? I'm wondering that. I didn't even get it. And that's when I knew the media was like, oh, there they go. Oh, here they go. And they were trying to make it a Me Too thing. They were trying to make it that way.
Oh, yeah, they were.
This is how the media is, especially with black men. Look how Sarah Spain, Michelle Beadle said,
God.
The Ball family goes bankrupt.
They really tried it. There's even people on Twitter saying this shit.
I was like, whoa, I understand if you criticize them, but come on, you can't wish a family to be bankrupt.
Yeah, and then Sarah Spain talking about black dads. She's not even a black dad. I'm like, who
not
are
even
you?
Married. She's talking about black family, black dad. I'm like, are you even married?
And all these black reporters are not even correcting this lady. I'm just like, whoa.
They just, because they feel like, I mean, to be quite honest, they can't. Because they all, you know what's going to happen if they criticize her or snap back at her.
This is why I'm afraid of
those comments be out of line. I'm sorry. Like, everything Michelle Beadle said about Triple B and LeVar, I despise. But what she said about Kawhi,
oh man,
that's what I was like. Oh, she gotta go.
She
gotta
made him
go.
sound
Get
like
her
a
off the
disgusting
air
human for being protective.
Cut her mic off. I was done at that point.
I'm gonna tell you who Michelle Beadle is. She uses that. Hey, I'm Democratic. I'm with the struggle and all.
Oh
she
yeah,
uses that as a front. She uses it as a front to diss black men.
It's crazy because a lot of those Democrats are coming out the woodwork because Republicans are acting crazier now. So they can, Democrats try to shade their hatred by, we're with the struggle, but then they say some slide racist shit and you don't even catch it.
Yeah, because, Kawhi's a prima donna and this and that. I'm like, how about this? Look, he hurt his leg, and he don't trust the organization with his leg. Then they try to play him on the money and say, we don't want to offer him the Supermax. And so he said, you know what? I don't want to play here no more. What's
and
wrong
Tony
with that?
Parker then says, I had it worse. The same guy who slept with another teammate's wife. Like, are we going to forget that? Also, this is the thing I'm tired of Spurs for. We don't want Lonzo Ball because of his dad. You had a player who slept with another player's wife, who talks dirty about his own teammates, and this is not his first time. Really? This is why I'm telling you, this is all this fake, we're strong, we act like this. This is exactly what I mean by people who show off their fake side so they can look good. Same thing with Michelle Beadle. All these people are fake. They play
and that's why I always say, us as black people, not to be on another tangent, but that's why Malcolm X always said we got to be independent and not choose either side, because look how they treat us.
And that is where I like LeVar Ball.
I mean, that's the message he's ultimately saying without even saying it. It's not like he's going out and trying to be some sort of platform for the community or anything. He's not.
Yeah.
But he is a pillar of independence.
But he's trapped on multiple
and so that's why I try to support him.
Because
I try to support him because I'm like, there's not a lot of cats doing that.
You ever heard of Ticket TV?
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube.
Are these so-called pro-black people? They brought up how LeVar Ball is a sellout because he has a white wife. And I'm just listening to this. I'm like, what? He did more than you ever did in your whole life, and you just bring up that, he's a sellout?
Hold on. I got to call Ticket TV out on this. Ticket TV never criticized Shannon Sharpe, and he still have a white woman.
Because Shannon Sharpe keep it real. He said real stuff. He never. And plus, I mean, Shannon Sharpe doesn't put the white woman in front of everybody to see. I mean, I don't care for Serena Williams dating a white dude. I don't care as long as you don't insult your own people and you push for people to be successful. That is not. I don't care who you put your dick in. Like, why is this a big thing for people?
I just feel like I feel like it's not so much that it's a big thing for people. It's the fact that it's a way of separating people. To say, this person isn't like me. It's like it's just basically, how can you elevate yourself? You elevate yourself by making everybody else, uniquely different or less than what you are.
Hey, DJ, you gotta call out Ticket TV because there's multiple times he's been wrong. When IT got traded to the Lakers, I remember him saying, "Oh shit, Lonzo's in trouble."
Yep.
What happened next? Ron, he got kicked out. Rondo's coming. Oh shit, Lonzo's in trouble. I'm like, we've heard this before, man. Stop.
Ticket TV wants the Ball family to do so bad that it's crazy. I've never seen a black person want to see another black man do so bad. I understand he criticized LeVar, but come on, man. It's getting crazy, man.
No, there's another one. Tone Royal. Tone, his name is Tone. He was talking about LeVar's shoes and how it affects the black community because he knows that most of the black community will buy it. I'm like, that's bullshit, first of all. None of the black community
I know
shoes.
You talk about Tone Talks.
Oh,
yeah,
my
I know
God.
what you talk about.
Oh, man. Yeah,
all he does is bitch and complain, but he adds no financial advice. He's like, that's not how we should work. What? We got to cry about it. And not only that, he thinks that politics, you have to get to the politicians. But my answer to that is, how the fuck do you think you get to the politicians? With no money?
You gotta have money. Money,
man.
Yeah, I got a word for I got a word for black people like that. Those are called shines, nignogs. They represent the worst of the community because they don't use common sense. They want to hug from white people. They don't want to do stuff on themselves. These are the same people hating on LeVar. They don't got their own businesses. They're worried about who's the next president in 220 instead of making that money to provide for their families.
Yeah, I really don't care if Trump's president. Like, that had nothing to do with my life.
That doesn't mess with my money. I'm still stacking bricks. I mean, it doesn't mess with my money.
But I'm telling you, but that's the reason why. You see, when we criticize LeVar, the reason we like LeVar is because he shows something that a lot of us in the black community don't have. That he's proving something. And if he succeeds, there's going to be a lot more athletes like him and a lot more families who create real structured kind of families and create real business.
Because I love the corporate nature of the family. I like that they, like I said, they travel like a gang. It's a gang of them. It's a gang.
Yeah.
And what I mean by it's a gang, how many times do you see the paternal and maternal grandparents?
Multiple.
All traveling, all with the same T-shirt on.
Every game. And it's impossible nowadays it's impossible to do that because not a lot of people want to include people in the success. And
he got the brothers there, he got the grandmas and grandpas there, mom and dad there.
And also, the guy who just tweeted us about how LeVar's just giving out money. I mean, Lonzo's just giving out money. I'm getting tired of those people, and he's a big troll. He's one of those people who want them to fail so badly. There's a lot of these white guys coming up on my Twitter saying how Lonzo's giving all the money out. I'm like, do you not account for Facebook giving him millions of dollars every season? Do you not account for any of the things how Facebook?
Hey, Shawn, what about the same people that talking about Lonzo's playing for everything? He's on a rookie wage scale. That's impossible for him to pay everything. If he did, he'll be all over the news that he's broke, and that's not happening.
Right, he'd already be broke. Yeah.
Also, they don't.
He's only getting like $5 million a year, I think. What is he getting? Like $7 million a year, $5 million a year, something like that.
I think he's getting 9. He's getting 9.
No, he's not getting that much. No.
Oh,
no, he don't know what
like
rookie
5 or
wage
7.
scale.
I think he's getting 9 next year, though. I do think it grows, though.
Yeah, it grows, but he's getting he hasn't gotten paid that much money yet.
And then the Asian guy
not
who
from the
runs
NBA.
And then the reason why I argue with these guys do the research, there was the Asian guy that works on the Zoe collection said they already made the Nike deal money. They already made that $5 million off the Zoe collection alone. Right. And
they were they were in talks. They were in talks with the Migos for a brand ambassador deal that was going to be in the millions of dollars, like $5 million.
Which I'm happy they didn't do.
Why would they pay him $5 million?
I'm happy they didn't take that deal.
You know what I mean? Like, how was they going to pay him? Come on, man. No,
they didn't. They didn't want to do the deal.
That's just a joke.
Because here's the thing: if they don't want to see, because it would be weird for LeVar to be successful, because then they would have to say he's right. No one wants LeVar to succeed because then they would have to say, "Oh, wow, he's right, and I am a loser for not doing the same thing." They don't want to see him succeed because it proves that they were incapable of doing anything their whole lives. That's what it comes down to.
You know who's another LeVar ball hater, and I can't stand him. I don't know why our own people say he's real. Rob Parker.
Oh my God!
Rob Parker's just a hater.
Oh man, he's disgusting with his hate. Every time I see him, I see Uncle Ruckus. I see Uncle Ruckus the way he talks, his slur of his speech. I just don't think he's really that good, right?
You know who he reminds me of? Y'all gonna laugh. He reminds me with his little slur speech and stuff. Jesse Lee Peterson.
Jesse Lee Peterson. Oh my gosh, the one who says racism doesn't exist. That pastor who just, oh my God.
Yeah, that guy. That's who he reminds me.
He made me. I didn't know black people like him existed. I didn't. I was surprised because he was talking to Tariq Nasheed, another guy that annoys me, but for another reasons. And it was just.
Yeah.
He made me love Tariq Nasheed, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is a coon. I don't like using that word, but he is. Too many of them. Whitlock.
I just feel like because LeVar challenges people like that psyche. He challenges their psyche because they immediately want to reject what he's talking about before they even try to figure out what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can give them a pamphlet how to hate right. I mean, there are things you could criticize them before, but they look so bad at doing it.
Yeah, they go out of their way. Because that's what I mean. It's not. They're not hating on him. It's just they're hating on the idea of LeVar Ball. They're not actually hating on LeVar Ball himself because it's so their hate is so audacious and weird and specific, and you know what I mean. It's just so out there I'm just like,
a new
no,
story.
they're hating on the idea. Like, the idea of LeVar Ball makes them, you know what I mean, quiver, basically.
No, here's the non-story things that they talk about. They tried to turn this into a story. LeVar, in one of these tiny little media things, says, "Oh, if I was young, I would box out LeBron James. I would beat him." They turned that into a story. I was like, that's a old uncle talking how much crap he can talk. Like, you could there's
Right.
nothing to that. And then they were like, well, if LeBron hears this, he might want to trade Lonzo. I'm like, what? You think Lonzo, like LeBron, is that mentally weak? That some random guy saying he could beat LeBron is gonna make him go, oh shit.
People forget LeBron is a billionaire. If he had a problem with LeVar, he would have dealt with it before he got there.
Devontae West. Like, LeBron has went through worse than that. Worse than that.
Oh, yeah.
J.R. Smith, the finals. Like, I don't think LeBron is like, oh, no, Lonzo's dad said something, when he has to deal with a teammate who doesn't even know the time. When he has teammates who can't shoot for a shot for nothing in the finals. When he has man, it's hilarious to me. I just like watching it for the comedy, because they're not even speaking rationally anymore when they talk about LeVar. And I notice how Joy Taylor has to, like, she doesn't praise as much. Like, the way she used to talk about LeVar Ball was different the way when she got onto the Colin Cowherd show now. She's agreeing more with Colin Cowherd on things now. And I noticed that Fox has gotten to her a little bit to tone it down. And I noticed during maybe Crazy podcast.
I don't watch Colin, so I really can't.
Yeah,
I know that like she's been a big supporter of the Ball family for a while now.
It sounds like they told her to tone it down, because now the way she talks isn't the same.
Yeah, she's still a fan, I believe. And
yeah, she's a fan.
I think they just gave her the memo. Hey, I don't want you praising them. Just don't hype them up too much. You don't have to hate too much, but don't.
Because you remember how that annoying white lady, she used to question anything Colin Cowherd would say that was outrageous, that she believed was outrageous?
Kristen Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime Colin, like, this guy will bring up LeVar Ball, he will say all this shit, and Joy is just quiet. I think something's up. That's what gets me. It's like, he's saying some bullshit that don't even make sense. And I just don't, I don't know. The media, the sports media is worse than the news media. Like, the politics is worse, and I don't know how you could do that.
Yeah, you can't trust them.
I just feel like what it is like I said, like, Colin Cowherd, he's just going to have takes. He'll change it up. Like, he was a LeVar supporter at first, you know, and then and he pretty much fell off when the UCLA thing happened and all of that. But at the same time, I'm like, if Lonzo comes out and balls out next year for the Lakers,
he's on that boat.
You know what I mean? It's not like he gonna be supportive of that. You know what I mean?
No,
like, he goes where the weather is going.
Yeah, Brian and DJ, I need to keep it real with you. The whole UCLA thing did not need to happen that way. Like, I know D'Angelo fucked that up, but what in LeVar's mind made him think he was a one-and-done player? What in his mind? He literally just said to the guy he would never get to the league.
I'm telling you, Magic Johnson came to that man's house. And I feel like Magic told him something, and I feel like it probably would have happened, but then, you know, the course of the season, LeVar saying, because this is why I think it happened, why it went down this way. Okay. Now, we know from Ball in the Family that this actually happened because it happened on camera, right?
Yeah.
So LeVar says that shit about Luke Walton, right? But then we saw in Ball in the Family that they actually did not want that to get out. They did not, like, they felt betrayed by
Jeff Goodman, the snake.
Jeff Goodman, for that even coming out in the first place. And on top of that, we know that Magic called Harrison or the Ball family representatives at some point and basically, you know, told them fuck off or whatever he told them. But, like, basically, like, that was a lot
of compliments. I don't think it had anything, because here's why I don't think that's true.
I don't know. I think Magic told him, like, hey, you. Because we see this type of stuff happen in the NBA all the time. The guy's brother gets a shot, gets an invite to training camp and all of that.
But I'll tell you why that's not true. LeVar got cocky. He's mentally thought, oh, my son's not going to be, because it's also showed in the next show that he was like, oh, my son's not going to play almost like 4 months, a whole year of now basketball. Nah, he has to leave. They were allowing LiAngelo to play with it, to train with the team, just not play in the games. And you said
I feel like
a month
he did
ago.
that, though, because I feel like he thought he could put his son in a situation where he would get at the least a Summer League invite. He didn't get a Summer League invite.
That's the only thing I have a problem with LeVar Ball. Like, he is not a patient man. There's no patience in this man's bone. He is, I need to get this done. This is going to happen. Oh, like, what made him think LiAngelo's going to get the same treatment as Lonzo Ball? I don't get how he thought that. Like, Lonzo Ball was
LaMelo Ball.
Like, Lonzo Ball is a starting point guard.
He's not even going to get the same treatment as LaMelo Ball.
That's
why I hate when people put them together like that. I say, y'all got to separate them two because LaMelo has a bigger future than LiAngelo. And LaMelo got to do his own thing, and LiAngelo also has to do his own thing.
Yeah, man.
I think there's different paths for them, for sure.
I bet you if LiAngelo played on a different team, nobody would have complained that much. They would still be haters, but they wouldn't complain that much that he joined the JBA.
You know, it's crazy. I think if he would have just played on the LKL team by itself, I don't think they would have hated him as much. They wouldn't have. Because they liked LiAngelo Ball. It was because everyone keeps on combining the brothers together. So when LaMelo was not giving a shit, they kind of just blamed LiAngelo too. Like,
I can see that. I can see that.
Was actually happy. You could tell because he felt the love of the fans, and they were happy because he tried hard and played with effort, while LaMelo wasn't.
I don't know, man. I think what's gonna happen, guys. I mean, unless the league becomes financially insolvent, which I don't necessarily see happening, I think these guys are going to be playing in the JBA for the foreseeable future. Now, as far as Gelo Ball, man. I'm sure Gelo will try out for the G League. I'm sure he will. That's coming up in a month or two. I'm sure he'll try out. If he gets picked up, he'll be in the G League.
As long
but if not,
as they're
he will
playing
be playing
in the Euro
in the
team
JBA.
in the winter time, I'm okay with the JBA. As long as I see LiAngelo and LaMelo in two different teams playing for themselves, I'll be happy for that.
The only way I can see them going overseas is if a team tries to throw some real money at them. Like if a team calls LeVar and says, look, we'll give Gelo $2-3 million a year. You know what I mean? He's going over there.
What's the point of the agent?
Unless they're trying to offer some real money, I just don't see him just going over there.
I do not see him going overseas at this point. Now, Brian and DJ, what's the point of the agent? What is the point of the agent then?
I don't know what's the point.
I mean, Harrison has to do what LeVar wants him to do, man. He can't just go out and just start doing stuff.
But why have an agent if you're not making the critical decisions out of your own mind? He's just going off what LeVar said.
Because here's the thing. I'm about to give you some real truth to this. The LKL rated the coach of the team that they just went to as the worst coach. This is the second year in a row. So that means before they even went to the team, they weren't even doing their scouting on the team. They just said, "Oh, this is the worst." But
you got to remember, before they went over there, nobody over there wanted Gelo. They only wanted Melo, and they wanted Melo for like a 3-year contract. A lot of teams didn't even want Gelo at all.
Yeah, a Euro team. And the funny thing, because I remember that show, a Euro League team wanted LaMelo for 3 years. Did you hear that? A Euro team.
That was Alvarez.
Yeah.
Wanted him in a junior team.
Yeah.
To develop.
And LeVar said, fuck him. And I was like, oh, my God, what?
You said it, Sean. You said it. You said that was
the only reason why I didn't get on LeVar's head about that is because it came off to me like they were doing it for a publicity stunt. It came off to me like because the coach of the junior team on Zalgiris, he said, I don't see why we need LaMelo Ball.
No, he said, well, I don't see why we need LiAngelo Ball. And he said LiAngelo Ball seems like he could be a good security guard. That's what he said about LiAngelo Ball before LiAngelo Ball proved himself. And now this was after
he also said he didn't. There was look it up or ask that. We got some Lithuanian people we follow.
Yeah, but
the Zalgiris coach did not want LaMelo Ball on the team.
True,
so you would have been basically
after,
sending your son into another volatile situation. I felt like.
Yeah, but hold up. After 4 of the 3 games that LaMelo played in the junior, when he was playing against their teams, and he was giving them 30 points, he was just washing them, they were like, okay, LaMelo's proving his point. And you have to think about this. You either go to Zalgiris, who's in debt, who has a terrible coach who they're not going to fire because of culture reasons, or you
mean Vitotis.
I mean, Vitotis. I'm getting all the names wrong. Vitotis with the bad coach, a terrible coach, and you have Zalgiris, the coach who was just offered a job from the Raptors.
I don't think he would have been put. I don't think Melo would have been put on the Zalgiris senior team though.
But no, I'm saying
I think he would have played on the junior team, which would have been great for his development.
He would have.
I think it would have been great for his development, but like I said, the coach didn't really want Melo on the team anyway.
Well, I mean, of course, Melo's not going to start because he doesn't have a body to start with, and he needs to grow.
Melo would have been the best player on that team. I know they like Jacobotis. Like, they got a kid. I'm probably messing up his name, but there's a kid over in Lithuania. I think his name is Jacobonis.
Yeah, they hyped him up. They said he's a real big baller.
Right. And I would say he's, like, it would have been between him and Melo who's the best player on the team. I guess you kind of have to give – you got to kind of have to give the other kid a leg up, though, because he plays.
LaMelo was styling on him. You remember that game? He was doing behind-the-back passes on him. LaMelo did not try with him. He was not – the reason why he knew this –
game, too.
Yeah, he was styling. He was making it look funny. That's why when they say, he scored 30 points, I'm like, yeah, he scored 30 points trying. Like, we saw this kid really working hard. Also, we have to give LaMelo credit, the team credit, because they're like 28-year-old men playing with LaMelo. But, I mean, LaMelo was not just crossing these kids, man. He was doing layups on them. So they could be all cocky they want to, but they needed LaMelo for good reasons. They would have loved LaMelo. And LeVar Ball missed that
I think
point.
he would have played well, but I feel like the coach would have got on his head about not playing defense.
And that's what he needs.
Good.
He needs a coach.
He needs a coach
like that. Because I'm tired of seeing that lazy mother. He doesn't even have his hands up when he's guarding. I'm looking at Atlanta. There was a point when Atlanta.
Did you see when like, it was so funny to me because I'm like, this dude really thinks he can't do it. Like, he was guarding Big Jelly, right, in the post. And basically, he just kind of, like, danced around him, and he literally put his arms around his back. And I'm like, why is he doing that? He could block this guy's shot. Like, he could just jump in the air and block this man's shot. But he's not even trying to do that. He's
happen. We've seen him play actual defense against Zalgiris before they even got half court. He stole from a guy who used to play in the NBA ball from him. Like, he got it quick from him and then got the layup. Like, we see him try, but I'm tired of these coaches, especially when LeVar hires an uncle to be a coach, which is nepotism. You're not going to get anything out of him because you're like, this is the same LeVar who says defense does not matter. I keep on saying this. This is why you don't need him as a trainer, because when you hear a trainer say something like that, you fire him. Defense is what can help you get millions of dollars.
Did you see Brandon and AB said don't judge Coach Balazar because of cause he had a bad game and stuff like that. He's probably a good coach. You don't know that. I'm like, this coach is garbage.
No, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, they filmed the coaches talking to the players, and we could hear what they're saying, and you could tell who the good coaches are, who the bad coaches are. It's pretty easy.
And they were trying to make it sound like saying, you're going to get out the league if you keep doing that shit is good coaching. I'm like, that's not good coaching. You don't mentally break down your player during a play.
He wasn't lying, because some of them ain't in the league no more.
But that's a problem.
Some of them ain't in the league no more, man. Like, what's that one kid they let go, Brandon? Is he playing for anybody else?
I think he's still playing. I don't know. I don't think they got rid of anybody. I don't know, man. I can't really make any
No,
judgment.
they got rid. There's like one or two players I think that are not playing in the JBA no more. At least
why?
one.
They don't have that many players to begin with.
Yeah, Brandon.
They didn't have a spot for him. None of the other teams wanted him.
Yeah,
Also,
Brandon got cut, and his mother has been making rants and stuff.
Which she has sort of the right to do.
That was the one who was trying to say Kizo wasn't going to be there, and this person, and
Kizo wasn't going to be there because he was going to another team.
but it's like she was trying to say like he got kicked out.
I don't think that happened.
And then she said Floyd got kicked out. I don't know if that happened or not, but he's still on the team.
No, that didn't happen. Yeah,
I think these coaches, they need to really vet to get better coaches than this, because if you have a coach literally putting fist on your players and mushing them, and then LeVar in an interview said if a coach is to my sons, I would fight him, then fire him then. Jesus
you know that
Christ.
Coach Nard got fired. They got
he got fired?
Coach. Yeah, they got another coach coaching this game. He either got fired or suspended.
They need to fire him
got suspended, but they should have put out.
does not need that kind of energy right now.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, but I feel like it's already done because it already made the press run, and it's not like they're gonna come back around and be like, "Oh, the coach was disciplined." Like everybody already said, "Oh, look how despicable the JBA is. Bet you nothing will happen to this guy." Like they already went through that whole thing.
In college sports, they do the same thing, but different when it.
What LeVar should have done is went on the JBA YouTube channel or went on the JBA Facebook channel, made a public address right after that game saying we're going to investigate this, we're going to handle this, we're on top of it, and something will be done. This is not tolerated or acceptable in the JBA, period. They should have put out a press release. Then that way, when it started making the rounds, they could have, people could have said, well, this is what LeVar had to say about it.
Also, isn't it kind of alarming how they hire people? Because they hired Brandon and ABA to be announcers. That's an alarm alone.
Yeah, they're just yes man. If they hire you and Brian, I would understand that because you guys are objective and y'all want BBB to do well. But these guys,
he would fire me
everything.
Quick. He would fire me real quick.
First of all, I mean, they'd have I couldn't do that job. Them dudes is traveling, and I'm like, I hope that. Like I always say, I just hope they're getting paid. I just hope they're getting paid because if he's paying them with them JBA like $3,000, I couldn't do that job for $3,000 a month. Just be real. I couldn't do that job for free. Traveling around like that.
Wait a minute. I gotta call this out. Y'all know Big Baller Media. Who is this guy running that account? Look what he just tweeted. Now I don't. He blocked me, but I signed out, and when you sign out of Twitter, you can go look at what they say on their tweets.
What do you say?
Right.
He said when the opposing team's best player goes by the name of Big Jelly, you can ensure that the coach's strategy to win the full court press the entire game by giving him cinnamon roast buns on the sideline to slow him down. Are you serious?
What the fuck?
I think it's really a young kid that runs that thing because he goes on.
Yeah, that's not.
It's a young guy, but he's doing his work because he's doing a better promoting job than the Ball family is. But
honestly, his stuff goes viral faster than the Triple B.
I remember
that was crazy about him.
Yeah, he really puts out really viral kind of comments, and I'm like, okay, why does the JBA have more followers than him, but he seems to have more people that actually go on and comment and like it, and retweet it.
Because he's putting in more work, retweeting every person that says something. So
I'm sorry, that's a problem when you have a kid doing better than your organization. Someone needs to be fired. I think a lot of people need to be fired. They need to take a break.
Or they could just hire the kid. Tell him not to say nothing weird.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's the thing I have a serious problem with. Hiring people like AB to yes men who don't know basketball that well. You could sort of tell. Who when they announce are very poor announcers that are like when you hear Chuck, he's not biased, but he does say stupid stuff. But when he's watching a Suns and Nets game, he's just, this game is terrible. I just see people miss layups. He's being truthful. He's like, this is a horrible game to watch. And sometimes when I watch these guys miss layups, I want them to just say it. I want truth. This is not fun to watch. Someone needs to
call him out.
Say, oh. Because then it makes
it's going to be tough to do that.
Credible.
Number one, they're traveling with the players. That's how you guys gotta look at this. This is not a national. See, Chuck that's a national anchor. He's not connected to any other players on the specific teams and all of that.
But
you know,
can't lie, man.
these
That's
guys are more like
Stop.
you have to compare them more to like the announcers you would have, the local announcers for the local team.
Like
so
saying
it's going to be hard for them to be
go
critical because they're traveling with these guys. They have to look these guys in the face. Chuck don't have to deal with nobody he talk crap about in the NBA. He can say like he can say
way more credible.
Oh, Draymond Green, I'll sock him in the face. But he don't have to deal with Draymond Green. He don't got to see him tomorrow.
It's just when you hear them, it just feels like lies. Like, oh, LaMelo's a little off his 3-point shot. No, he's not.
I just feel like y'all want them to be
three.
like national anchors, and I'm like, they not going to be that, man. They local anchors.
But
they're like, because I'm a Laker fan, right? So that's how I know, like, what they're doing, like, this is how it's done. Like, if you listen to the Laker announcers or, like, the Laker, got the guys that write for the Lakers, it's very similar. It's very similar. It's just that instead of writing for one specific team, they're the press for the whole league. You know what I mean? Like Chuck works for TNT. He doesn't work for the NBA.
When James Worthy is talking about the game, he will call out what he saw. Not to an extreme like Chuck, because Chuck's an asshole, but James Worthy will criticize the players. He's done that before. The problem is that Brandon
but that's big
and
game
AB Hero don't have a backbone.
I get what you're saying to an extent, but at the same time, I'm like, that's big game James. You want these guys to have the gravitas of big game. Like, of course, James, he's a Hall of Famer.
I just want them to have some
James
kind
Worthy
of
can do that. James Worthy can do that.
Give me something. Not, when the jersey's coming out. Oh, we're going to surprise you. No, stop doing that shit. The last time you said you were going to surprise me, I was disappointed. I was highly disappointed. Because this was before the Summer League game, right? This was, I think, the second Summer League game. And they said, I've got shocking news. And I'm over here waiting for the Summer League game thinking LiAngelo's about to run out the court with them. Then they tell me it's JBA. I'm like, this mother... No, that's not what I was asking for.
Man, I was so angry when they did that. I thought it was like an international.
The way they
had me
up
wait
was messed
days.
Up. Like if let me ask
days.
you y'all a question. If they wouldn't have hyped it up, if they just would have came out with the announcement right away and then boom, that's it, would you have felt differently about it? But because you had to wait 3 days before they told you what actually was going to happen, did that make it worse?
Oh, it made it real bad for me.
Yeah,
I was
it
just
made
sick.
it worse.
I was sick. I was sick. I wanted to fight somebody. I was dead. After that, I went on ABA's Heroes vlog. When he does that live video shit, and I was just insulting. I was like, "Stop being a coward, tout us." And he doesn't, because he doesn't. He mutes me now. I could tell he mutes me, and Brandon mutes me because they don't even answer my questions. When I ask about jerseys, no question. They mute me. Fucking cowards. I just hate everything they do. It's just so cringy. And the way they're like, "Oh man, we got some great news for you. It's gonna be cool." Everything about their attitude just gives me like the cringe. It set us up a 10. And then how they answer questions.
Though. They doing their job.
But you can do it less cringy. And who's that Hispanic guy? This
Manny
guy.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
Manny Alvarez.
He's less cringy about it, but he still like bothers me too. But I think he's the more stable.
Well, Manny is the head of PR. I believe he's the head of public relations for the JBA.
They need to fire him too. Then.
No, I'm cool, man. I'm cool with Manny. I'm cool.
I think Manny's doing an okay job.
Manny,
I don't know
Manny's
what else he's
a more
supposed
stable.
to do,
No, I know what I meant by that. I said Manny is a little bit more stable because when he answers things, he doesn't push things at the 10th of hundreds of hype like AB the Hero and Brandon. Like, when I asked him about the jerseys, he honestly said, I don't know. He didn't give any hype answer. Manny was like, we're trying to figure that out. We want to talk to them. He'll give you a clear-cut answer. He doesn't hype the shit up. He doesn't bother you with his answers. But Brandon, you ask him about the jerseys, wait until it comes. I'm like, dude, stop hyping this shit. Just give me the answer.
I'm going to tell you one thing I hate what Brandon does. I'm going to tell you guys one thing I hate what Brandon does. When you ask him a question, and you're judging how they handling it and everything, he'll get very mad and start questioning, like, why would you ask me that? You know, kind of stuff like that.
Oh, he starts stressing your fanhood or something, like
yeah,
you're like
he said, you're not a real fan if you're questioning and stuff like that. And we're telling him, what's that guy? He's like Nigerian or something. He's a longtime BBB fan. He said, why you talking about real fans when we've been here longer than you guys?
You just walked in.
Like I said, I actually went to Geno Hill's basketball games.
Yeah, you're longer than me, man.
I've been around doing it. I've been to Geno Hill's playoff games. I've seen them at the Galen Center. I've seen them at Long Beach. You know what I mean? I almost went up and saw him in the state final, but I had something to do that day. Went up there.
I believe you too. I got first a hold of the Ball family and Lonzo from AAU games. I know they did the Adidas Nations and stuff like that and tournaments.
Right.
So yeah. I remember those green BBB shirts. They were the only family wearing that stuff, and it wasn't. It looks totally different from what it was now.
I'm gonna be real honest. I'm a Knicks fan, and I got into the family because LeVar Ball came to FS1, and he was talking about his shoes, and he said, stay in your lane. And I was like, I am interested in this man, and I need to find out about his son. And then I watched his son, and I was like, I fell in love with his game, and I was mad that the Knicks didn't get him like years ago. They could have done something, and I'm just like, oh man, now the Lakers got him. I hated the Lakers when Kobe was a player, but this family made me want to watch their games and root for them. That's what I got from it.
But actually, you know what's funny? Actually, Shawn, you were at that time you were a fan of BBB before some of these super fans that join on their stuff, and now telling other fans how we should act and all this bull stuff. I mean, it makes no sense at all. So
the reason
lie about it.
And the reason why I know why I can criticize on certain things is because I've been, I'm happy that I'm a young guy. I still talk to my mom who used to own a clothing store, and my dad who used to work out, who was a professional trainer. So when I see things, I know when there's wrongs, and I'm not going to just go, oh no, LeVar's a good guy. I'm not going to just give him credit for everything. There's obvious holes in his things. But it should be helped criticized. I want people like Brandon to speak up. The reason why I was begging, you don't understand. I wanted to hit Brandon on his DM to go you need to tell him to get a professional trainer because I want the Melo to be a beast, like a good top 5 player. And I truly believe if he follows the route of what Randall or what Kobe, how they work, he's going to be the best player in the league. But when you have this idiot going saying, oh no, LeVar's the best coach, I'm like, oh, shut up. No, even common sense, what would make you say something wild like that? And then using Steven Jackson's words, the guy who was on the bench half his career, as some kind of needing to tell you about coaches and trainers. You remember that video? That bugged me. Because I'm like, this guy did not even start.
Remember he said on the caption, Brandon, after he posted the Steven Jackson video, something for the haters to shut up or something like that. I'm like, man, you just joined all this stuff and you talking about how fans should be. I'm like, go sit down somewhere, man.
Does he not know that most trainers are actually, we got to realize, most of the great players in NBA history had trainers who did not get to the NBA. Kobe's trainer was Michael Jordan's trainer. Randall's trainer is training one of the Ball cousins. We have to think that this isn't, if you didn't play in a professional league, you can't teach them. The same thing goes for LeVar Ball. Then he shouldn't be teaching his kids anything. He never joined the NBA. So I just don't get people who talk out of their ass just to, you're a hater though. You're right, DJ. I want to snuff this guy sometimes because he just sounds like a little dweeb who just says dumb things and just says it to sound smart. Oh, you don't understand. The guy who we just had to mute just a minute ago who called us an idiot and didn't give any facts.
Yeah.
He is just like him except the opposite. I can't stand anyone like that. Bothers me.
Yeah, that guy, I my thing is you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't call anybody. Don't call me out of my name, but I get even more mad when I see someone call someone else I know out. Because I'm like, wait a minute, bro. We didn't disrespect you. We're not telling you you don't know what you're talking about. We might have a disagreement.
No,
but,
I'm okay with the disrespect if you
I know
also
you
added
okay.
facts
I'm
with
not
that
okay with it.
disrespect. No, disrespect gets me mad when you didn't even add facts with that because it just bothers me and it lingers in my head. Disrespect when you have a little bit of facts, then I'll go, okay, you got me. You got me. I won't make a comment because I don't respect you. But I'm not going to, like, as soon as, like, there's too many people. It's like it's either you love LeVar too much or you hate LeVar. There's no middle ground anymore. This is crazy, and it's annoying. These people bother me. Because none of them have facts. None of them bring facts.
And I've said this before. There's a difference between Ball family fans and Ball family worshipers. You know, well, we are fans. We're just regular fans. We criticize everything. We keep it real because we want it to do well. But
right,
AB and all them, and even the twins.
Yeah, I used to like them. Then they just kind of fell off.
Yeah, they just like everything. No offense, but I'm just being real, and that's what I'm always gonna do. I'm always gonna be real. And that's just not how you be a true fan.
I would call it something else. I don't know if it's worship per se, but I feel like they're like cheerleaders. They're like, you know what I mean? Like all of them, they're like cheerleaders for the organization in different ways.
I mean, I guess LeVar needs those cheerleaders, but in order to defeat the media beast who's against him, you have to have real people on your side. Because then if someone criticizes it, you could be saying, we already addressed that. So they can't say anything. They're a power of words. Like, the Eminem thing with the movie, when he addressed all his faults ahead of time, it weakens his opponents. The ABA, these people don't address
I feel
their
like
weaknesses.
you are stronger if you have people that are holding you accountable. I feel like that will make you stronger.
And the reason
but
I
right now, I just don't see that the way they're structured, the way things are, I just don't see them being welcoming to that type of entity or trusting someone on that level, because that requires to allow someone into your organization or into a partnership with you that's also going to hold you accountable. It requires a level of trust. I don't know if they're going to be able to trust any of these new people they bringing in to do that.
Yeah, and I'm going to
I feel like if Brandon started just coming out and criticizing them about certain things or not necessarily agreeing with everything they're doing, they would just get rid of him because they wouldn't trust that. They would be like, oh, he's hating on us.
No,
because they've had people turn into haters of LeVar, not just, where it's like, oh, they're just being constructive, like just full-blown hate.
But you see, the 48 Laws of Power, this is why
that?
A lot of these people who are working with LeVar have to read the 48 Laws of Power, because the first chapter explains how to deal with these kind of leaders. You could never show yourself as being smarter than him. You have to treat it as if it was his own idea. And a lot of them don't know that. What they do is they just cheer every dumb idea he comes up with. But you could input things into his mind. You could have him say.
Okay, so Shawn, are you done watching JBA games?
I mean, it's a horrible product. I don't want to say it out on Twitter because I don't want to have people haters come and try to act like we're allies or something. But it's a horrible product.
What about you, DJ?
I still watch it because it's like Dallas and Seattle, like teams like that.
You want to see the progression, right?
Yeah, I see that, but there's some games I can't watch LA for some reason. I'll watch it if LA's playing a sorry team. I'm not gonna watch it. But,
right. Well, who's the sorry team that they're gonna play? Because they just blew out Atlanta. So
yeah, but
who's the good team they're gonna play?
I don't think they play Dallas or anything else until do they play Seattle again? If they play Seattle again,
I'm sure they do.
That.
I think they're going to play all the teams again.
I just want to see them, like every other team in the league, not allow them to score 130 points. This was the first game they didn't do that, but I'm just notice LA has a pattern, is that the only way they win is if they outscore their opponents. It's not really defensive at all. Just don't score more than 130 points. I don't think any.
Did you see how AB and Brandon was talking about, man, once that press gets you, man, you see how it just makes you look bad. I'm like, man, I said Atlanta's just playing bad. It's nothing to do with that press.
No, they got hit in the mouth, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you.
It's not.
I told you.
With the press.
It was the pass. It's not the press. It's the passing. Atlanta, they've never faced a team that can pass the ball up the court like that. They've never faced that.
Okay, I give you that.
See what I'm saying?
I give you that.
Normally,
they've never
they
faced
can
a team
attack
offensively that good. But
yeah,
the defense,
they normally when Atlanta plays teams, they know who the primary ball handlers are, and they attack those guys like vicious attack dogs or sharks, and they go after the ball, and it just overwhelms the other team. They can't do that to the ballers because, like I said, if you go directly at LaMelo Ball when he has the ball, guess what he's going to do? He's going to pass the ball. If you go directly at Gelo Ball with 2 or 3 guys, he's going to pass to the open man. They're just going to make the smart play. And you can see that ball is just hopping across the court. Like hot
Atlanta was
and they're scoring 2,
layups.
3 seconds. Open shot, open shot, open shot. That mess wears you down. You running all around the court, and these guys are just popping that ball across the court, zigzagging like that, and getting it up court quickly, and then scoring quickly. And now you got to push the ball back. That is going to wear you down psychologically. And then
Brian
on top of that,
man.
see.
Brian and DJ, I think you guys have a lot of hype in this league. I don't think this league lasts more than 3 years.
Probably. You never know.
I know why you're saying that, too. Okay, I'm gonna give you a reason why it'll last longer. I'm going to give you one reason. One, you got to consider this, and then tell me what you think. Lonzo Ball. So 3 years from now, Lonzo Ball will be in his 3rd year in the NBA. If he's still playing on the Lakers with LeBron James and balling, that means, number one, he's balling out of control because there's no way they're keeping him if he's not balling out of control, right? Mm-hmm. He's playing with LeBron James. They're probably winning championships, playing on the Lakers. He's making a lot of money. Mm-hmm. He's not making a little bit of money. He's making a lot of money at that point. Signing it because at that point he'll be signing his 2nd contract. Okay,
that's 4 years from now.
Yeah. No, 3 years because he's already had 1 year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
His contract is a 4-year contract. So that 2nd contract, we're talking about anywhere between $70 to $90 million dollars. Okay. So we're talking about now he got some real money to play with. On top of that, he's probably sold a ton of shoes and made money off of that. Okay? And he is, don't forget, he is the logo of the JBA. Okay? Now you're talking about an established NBA basketball player that can come into the JBA and say, I'm running things now.
Now I got you somewhere here. I got you here. I'll explain why it will only last 3 years. LaMelo Ball is going to age enough to then go to a different league. Who is their selling point? They're not going to get any top 5 if they do not get any established
this is my thing. He's going to have money to offer to a guy. All you need is a guy. So let's say you go to Zion Williamson, whoever the Zion Williamson of that time is, and you say, look, you could go to Duke or you can come play for us for a year for $3 million. Because they don't have the money to do that.
Okay, so you're telling me, you got to realize this. You're telling me they're going to offer a top 5 pick $3 million? Maybe I'll give you $1 million. They're going to offer him $1 million.
Okay, no, listen to what I just said. Listen to how much money I just gave you. I'm saying if Lonzo balls out, this only happens if Lonzo balls out. If Lonzo balls out, he's selling out of these shoes. You know how much money he's going to make? If he's balling out, how much money he's just going to make on the shoes alone?
But
if he's balling out,
I mean, this is a big if.
And to this, and to that, they're going to be making a lot of money.
I need to see that water come to the country because I want to buy that water.
Right.
They got to allow me to support them.
But it only works if Lonzo balls out. Because if he balls out playing for the Lakers with LeBron James and they winning chips.
Hey guys,
okay?
That's why I said to be determined because we don't know. We're going off of ifs.
Yeah, we need to cut these subject into clips, video clips, because we can get more views. I mean, it could be pushed more to that.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do the thing. I'm gonna try to figure that out. I'm gonna need some help with that though. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna try to figure all of that out.
Yeah, because man, it is. I'm thinking about it in the league. It is a big if, but here's the reason why I say that. LeVar's demeanor is not changing. The yes men are probably not going to get fired anytime soon.
It's going to discourage any professional coaches from going there. It's going to discourage any professional players from playing there. They're going to have to hope that Lonzo, which I think he will, performs at a high caliber amount to give them that kind of money. And if Lonzo even wants to.
So,
yeah, you're
I
right.
mean, but I can see if they have enough money, they can do anything. And they might. They're set up in a way right now. The way everything is set up with Triple B, I feel like if Lonzo just plays up to standard, they're going to make a ton of money. That's
really
it.
do.
Like if he balls out, they're going to make a lot of money.
But you're going to know they're going to have to get at least 2 top 5 players for each team. So the whole $1 million thing.
No, they got to get one. They just need one. Because if you get one. Well, they might have the money to do so. I'm not sure.
Here's the reason why.
But
top 5.
But I'm saying, look,
if
this league is around for 3 years, that means they will have the money. If this league lasts that long,
I'm explaining why that's not going to be the best thing, because top 5 recruits don't only get those deals; they get shoe deals, and the shoe deals match up to their top picks. So you could even put $1 million at them. That's still not to what they're worth. To what they can. Well,
no, but top 5 picks, like their shoe deals. I know Marvin Bagley got a lot of money from Puma, but Nike's only paying these guys $3 million a year.
That's why $3 million added to their contract. That's $3 million added to their lottery. That's like what?
I know, but if you sign with JBA for $3 million and for 1 year, and then go to the NBA.
But you're asking,
you can still sign your shoe deal early. Like, to be honest, if you go to the JBA, you can sign your shoe deal while you're in the JBA.
So what you're saying is that the Big Baller brand is going to be a $1 billion company, because that is the only way this thing is going to happen.
They don't have to be $1 billion. Like, I'm not saying, like, look. I'm not saying they're about to offer a bunch of players $1 million contract. I say they only need to offer one.
Brian, I got a good idea. This is the best idea I ever thought about, and nobody has said this. How about you let players sign with agents and shoe deals? Like if you're a top 5 player at the JBA, we'll allow you to sign with a shoe brand with someone else. You know how the JBA say you got to sign with Big Baller brand and stuff.
You have to sign with Harrison.
Yeah, sign with Harrison and stuff. They got to take that out. They got to allow the players.
Yeah, because they don't even want to make shoes for other players anyway. They only want to make shoes for the brothers. So I'm like, why not? Like, what are you getting out of it? Like, you don't even want to make shoes for these kids anyway.
And if they do that, then players will come, because players will get a $5 million shoe deal. Like, wait a minute,
right?
I just go and play a couple.
Chill in the JBA. Exactly. That's my point. Exactly.
You got a point
there. That's literally what I mean.
Because if they had, I'm imagining if they got Mitchell. Man, I'm kind of mad they didn't get Mitchell Robinson. If they would have got Mitchell Robinson in the JBA, that would have been the most hilarious.
He would have destroyed the league. He would have destroyed the league.
But if
he would have destroyed the league, he would have averaged like 10 blocks a game.
That's why I don't like that league, because you can imagine him in there, like blocking LiAngelo's shot, just trying to post up on his ass and just looking at him, just block him. Even Mo Bamba would have been blocking his shot. Wendell Carter would have been blocking his shot.
Melvin? What's the kid that's on the who's the center on the LA Ballers right now? Melvin? What's his last name?
Yeah. Melvin Davis.
Yeah, he was blocking shots left and right. He's only about 6'8", if that, 6'7".
Hold up, why is there a center that's 6'7", 6'8"?
Because he's got those Elton Brand arms. You remember Elton Brand back in the day? He's got ridiculously long arms. He's kind of built like Elton Brand. Where Elton Brand was the same way. Like he was only like 6'6", 6'7", but he had like a 7'2" wingspan or something like that.
I gotta say something. I know I sound like I'm bitching about it, but I'm just really critical about this thing. They have a center problem in the JBA. They have a serious center problem in the JBA.
Right.
Yes, they do.
They do.
New York.
They really do. They
like New York
like Weck. I like the kid from he's from Senegal, right? Weck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him on Dallas. I like the way he can he looks like he can guard all 5 positions. And he's really athletic. He's really mobile. He's really fluid with his movements on defense. And he kind of just kind of jumps off the screen when you watch him just move around. Other than him, LA Ballers, they got this, they got their center. He's kind of just a workman-like player with super long arms. And other than that, I mean, then you got Big Jelly. I mean, you know what I mean?
I'm about to be positive here. LeVar Ball cannot just promote, oh, you're going to go to the NBA. He could make connections with EuroLeague teams. Because that's possible. He could talk to
of which we already know he has some connections with.
Yeah. Which
we know he does because he played against some of them.
I'm definitely talk to more agents, not just Harrison, and get them in this to EuroLeague teams. Because he's definitely not getting these players into any NBA team anytime soon with this kind of skill. That's just not happening. That's not happening. No, I don't care about even the Grizzlies. Then the Grizzlies not going to look at this and go, you know what? I'm going to take one of these players because they don't want the fans to get angry. If the fans get a niche of this, it is over for them. So,
guys, we went over the time.
All right.
I have no idea if we're even recording right now.
But I think we had enough.
We just talked for 2 hours. I can't believe that.
Well, man, there's a lot of things that we had to talk about. I really don't care right now. There's a lot of things, man. Yeah,
I hope it's still okay. If it is still recording, hold on. Let me do this like official. Okay, so the consensus is we may or may not still watch the JBA, and we may or may not still watch the JBA Weekly. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Sanders2520. Shawn is at Shawn. Amon4, SHAWNAMON4. DJ, you're at DJ the Antagonist. I do not know how to spell antagonist. How do you spell that, DJ?
ANTAGONIST.
There you go, DJ the Antagonist. You can find him on Twitter there, and or Google spell check that if you look that up, because whatever. And we're signing off on this JBA Weekly. We're gonna try to come back next week and see if Shawn has actually watched the game.
Probably not.
And one more thing.
Also see if this actually is still recording.
And one more thing, if you want to listen to Real Deal Podcast, sports, subscribe, like, please support it, because we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to keep it raw. We're going to keep it uncut. We're going to keep it real as always.
True.
Word. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hey, we're not going to just say, oh, it's going to work. Everything, teachers and roads. That's how Brandon and everybody are. Like, even though we're not selling jerseys, the league is still going great. I'm like, but y'all promoted 60% of that's what y'all promoted on.
Right, man. Like, seriously.
Man, that was a great
at least be like,
too.
y'all, look, we know the jerseys are delayed, but we're working hard midnight and overtime to try to figure out how to get these jerseys out there, though. We got a lot of difficulties right now. Pray for us.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man. I couldn't work for BBB because I'd be so honest. I'm like, man, Lamar, that ain't going to work.
I would have
to. They fired me. I couldn't work there. Like at my job, I'm so honest with my boss. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then I run my own business too, so I always let my boss know, like, hey, I could leave.
They would have fired me because I'd have been like, LeVar would have said something. I said, that sounds dumb as hell.
Yeah. Oh, man. Hey, you guys know I'm from Texas. People in Texas, we are not PC correct down there. Like, we'll just say it like we don't give a hoot, and we'll say it with our chest.
I mean, but that's how it's in the barbershops. That's how it's in the barbershops. You get to keep it real. Like, unless some old man just bullshit the whole 24/7, just go, oh, yeah, that's cool. Nah.
Shawn, you from New York, right?
Yeah, man.
Man, you guys are real down there, man. Y'all just say it. Y'all don't care who it is.
No, the black folks in New York are real. When you start going to 50-something Street, they all do the smiles. Like, I remember when I had to go to Hamptons with these rich kids. They're all fake. They smile at you and they talk behind your back. But when you want to go to Brooklyn and you go to these reggae parties, they keep it real with you. It's a very different system out here. It's a system, man.
One more thing. Do y'all really think, honest opinion, you guys think if LeVar would allow, like in a contract, to take that off, that They got to sign with BBB. Allow prospects to sign with other shoe companies and let them join the JBA. You think that'll be an upgrading success?
Yeah, because they're going to lose guys anyway. I feel like their contract is designed in a way that they feel like they might lose guys. They're going to lose guys anyway.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're cutting guys or guys are leaving on their own volition like Kizo just did, they're going to lose guys anyway. So what they should do, instead of doing all that, is just allow freedom of movement to happen.
Well, I don't.
You know
even
what I mean?
think,
Allow these dudes to make all the money they can.
I think the red flag for a lot of these guys who saw this league come in, when they saw the LiAngelo situation happen, when they forced someone out so he could play with LaMelo, then I saw real prospects go, nah, fuck all that. I'm not going to leave Duke for that. Nah, that's not happening. Or even, they're not even the top five. Even 3-star people were like, I'm good. I don't want to be afraid to get kicked out of the league and not go be able to play because of their system, just so someone's son could play in the team with his other brother. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah, I can see that being a deterrent.
They're looking at the coaches and the style, too. They're like, man, this system ain't going to get me ready. Playing a high
Does this
school
coach just punch that kid? No, I'm not with that.
Oh, yeah, we ain't with all that.
No, there's a lot of no's.
They're like, who runs press in the pros? They're going to be like that.
And they need a guy to talk to the news people that's not LeVar Ball, who doesn't just say things and jingles.
They need a PR guy.
Yeah, like someone who
they have one. They have a PR guy. Manny is the PR guy.
They got a yes man.
You.
They got a yes man.
Manny's good. I'm gonna tell y'all why I believe in Manny. Manny really is the PR guy. He writes like the official press releases of the JBA. During the game, he's the one. During the game, Manny is the one that introduces people to the court, and he's also the one that comments on the game when you're in the stadium. Like if the ball goes out of bounds, he's the one that says, you know, or someone had like fouled out the game. He's the one doing all of that. And he'd be cracking jokes and stuff. It'd be funny. Like he don't just like say it all bland or whatever.
And you know what I'm about to say this. The best, the ultimate way is for LeVar to let Facebook. He just take a share of the company and let Facebook take a big major part, take full control of JBA. Because I'll be real, a lot of black communities listen to when it's a white-owned brand. They're then as soon as they hear Facebook, they go, okay, it's safe now. I'm telling you, that's how they mentally to that point they have destroyed a certain amount of communities that way. Like when you think about it, no one's gonna hear LeVar Ball and go, that's a great league. They had Markel Fultz's mom, and they had Markel Fultz and Markel Fultz's mom, right, in the interview. And she was asking if what LeVar Ball is doing is a good thing. Oh, you want to buy that shirt? And she was like, nah, that's too expensive. While his son was signing with the Nike. These single moms and these other people think that way. They're very included into these Nike system, into these Adidas, to the point they're so blinded by, LeBron wears $500 shorts. Oh, that's worth it. Oh, $500 shorts. And that's okay. It's sold out quickly. But LeVar Ball, they have to bring him in the media. Why are you selling shoes for $500?
You see how they trip with LeVar? They prop up single mothers when they get railroaded by shoe companies like Nike, Adidas, and everybody else. But they try to trash on Lonzo for trying to do something different. I don't get it at all, but I understand.
I don't think that's a race thing, though. I think that's a male.
It's an emasculation thing. That's what it is. They don't like masculine energy.
They really don't. Because you see these moms, like Draymond Green's mom, has blamed other teammates by name for not winning certain games. She has said this. Apple's mom, Elon Apple's mom, worked for the team and fucked things up. Cheated on the dad while the son was trying to get better. But no one said anything about that. They let it all go. And they blame him. They blame Elon instead of the mom.
Did you see the mothers trying to defend Annie Apple, Eli Apple's mom, talking about don't judge her and all that stuff? I'm like, she just cheated on her husband.
Because it's different. it's different because when they do things, it's to be their heart changes. They're noble. It's a noble thing. Society's allowed them to be more free. If a man does it, he's a scumbag who just, doesn't know how to think with his brain and just with his. That's how they say it. That's how it is now. When they have this award show and these women are just going, oh, you have muscles, and they're touching up, it's because it's a different way. They want to make men quiet. It's a way the society would like us to be. Oh, you need help?
All right, guys. Hey, guys, I'm gonna get started on trying to get this thing up. All right.
All right, man. We're sorry about the whole push on. All right.
It's all good, man. I'm just gonna see what we got and just put it up there.
All right, man.
All right, peace.
All right, guys. Peace.